This episode is sponsored by Moonlight Liquor, located 265 North Moonlight Road, Gardner, Kansas. Open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Moonlight Liquor is the biggest around with a square footage of 10,000 feet. They carry 48 cooler doors full of domestic and imported beer, a huge craft selection, including local breweries, also accessible through the walk-in cooler. They carry a wide selection of domestic and imported wines, including local wineries and an organic and sustainable wine selection. And of course, a massive selection of spirits in the course.
And for you cigar fans, like myself, Moonlight Liquor has a walk-in humidor that carries a nice variety of over 30 cigar brands. With that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast. Yes. Chris, everybody looks good. We're on on camera. Now tell me real quick, do I look taller than your brother?
Well, I mean, he's slouching.
Well, hey, maybe he's...
Yeah,
my
chair is lower.
Maybe he should just leave it like that, because in the last 8, how many episodes have we done? 20 episodes. Mark has been about a foot taller than me. And if you watch the Eagle's Nest episode, yeah, you were very, very tall. And that's 2 episodes in a row that you're literally this much taller than me.
Well, I can't help it.
I know you can't help it, but and then you make me feel like I'm slouching.
You just showed it to me.
Doing straight up.
I know, I'm slouching right now. So
are you going to stay like that so I can look big and tall?
Oh,
and
probably.
Strong?
Yeah, I guess so.
And macho?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Chris.
What?
Say hi. Say something. Dude. That was like
I don't always.
No, I know, but it's like a mic check.
What do you mean not always?
We got to make
sure. Say something about you. We expect you to say something back.
Yeah.
You can't.
It has to be something argumentative, or else I don't really respond.
Why not?
Because I like to argue.
What do you mean you like to argue?
I like to argue with you.
When have you ever argued with us?
Like right now.
I want to see if you're catching on. Good job.
All right. Okay, anyway, look, so real quick. So I get to listen to podcasts all day. So I listen to ours first. Yeah. Then I listen to The Pivot, and then I listen to Rogan, and then I listen to, is it Paul? Logan Paul? Or
yeah, he has one.
The Impulsive. Oh, dude, that's a great one. So today's episode had, who they have in there?
I don't know. I don't watch it.
Oh, Fluffy. Yeah, that's
Gabriel Iglesias?
Yeah, Gabriel Iglesias was in there. Oh. I think they were in his house. That's the way they travel. They go inside people's houses, their guests. I think it was Gabriel Iglesias' house. It was a really good episode. So you'll have to check it out, Chris, since you're a fan, right?
I like Fluffy, but Logan Paul?
No, well, I mean, okay. You don't have to listen to them. You can mute it every time they come on, and then you can...
No, well, then that's just half a conversation that I'm listening to.
Anyway, so somehow Serial came up in that.
Isn't every stand-up half a conversation? You're just listening to someone talk.
That's different.
How's that different?
Because they're meant to be just them talking.
But he's talking directly to an audience, so I mean, it's like...
But he's also explaining everything in context.
Isn't that what just a good storyteller does?
Yeah.
So
that's not what you do in a conversation.
Isn't it? How? Isn't it best?
Because he responds.
Oh, well, okay. The crowd responds to Gabriel Iglesias sometimes in stand-up.
Yeah, only in laughing and clapping.
Well, whatever.
Okay. So, I was thinking about cereals, right? So do you eat cereal in the morning? You know a cereal guy?
Oatmeal.
Ew.
Oh,
yeah.
Old.
Okay, I'm done with this.
So, you know what the top 10 cereals are as of now? It was on a website. I mean, there was different top 10s, but this top 10 I like.
Yeah.
So, but not the healthy cereal or the oatmeal. You know what number 10 was?
Apple Jacks.
No. Fruit Loops. Right? Are you guys fans? Fruit Loops?
Yes.
Nothing?
Yeah.
All right.
They turn your poop green.
You know what? You know what else does that? If you if you go to Sonic and you drink a blue coconut slush,
does it turn
for
blue?
like 2 straight days, everything's blue.
Thank you for that Doctor.
which is pretty cool. Anyway,
know that.
number 9 is Cocoa Krispies. Chris?
Cocoa Krispies. What?
Yeah.
That was Cocoa Krispies.
You don't know what Cocoa Krispies is?
You mean Cocoa Puffs or Rice Krispies?
No, it's Cocoa Krispies. Cocoa Crispy.
No, never heard of that.
Yes. It's the Rice Krispie, but cocoa chocolate.
Oh,
You've had it before, right?
You've raised your son wrong. Yes, I've had it.
Okay, it's good stuff.
It's great.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, is it worth? Is that that's number 9?
okay.
That's good, sir. Okay, number 8 is a Honey Nut Cheerios. Now, see, all of these, you, Honey Nut Cheerio fan?
No.
That's good. See, I always thought those were healthy. Apparently not.
Yeah.
I thought honey's healthy though.
Honey sugar.
It's not just honey.
It's natural sugar though. It's natural sugar, which is
It's not just honey, though.
Is it because it's all brand?
it's a honey of an O
Yes. Okay.
because it's Honey Nut Cheerios. Anyway,
Are you,
so
again.
no. Okay, so number 7 is Lucky Charms. You agree?
okay.
No.
Are you just listing off all these
Those
cereals?
are-
Yes. No. Okay. Number 6,
You should probably just
Frosted Flakes.
Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Number 5 is Crunchy Nut Corn Flakes.
Gross.
What's that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's corn
I don't
flakes.
either. I'm not sure which one. Crane chocolate.
Nope, never heard of them.
That's number 4.
That's number 4.
Crane chocolate.
Crane. Oh, I'm sorry. Crave.
Oh, Crave chocolate.
Crave chocolate.
I thought, okay, Crane chocolates. It must be a cereal in like China or something.
Well, no, I just my N looks like a V. I mean, my V looks like an N.
Off to a
Anyway.
great start.
Anyway, number 3. Chips Ahoy cereal.
Oh.
Chips Ahoy cookies are good though, right?
Yeah, but Chips Ahoy cereal.
I know I can't do it either.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 2, Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
Good stuff. A lot of sugar.
It's all sugar.
Yeah, 37% sugar in that.
It's delicious.
Okay, and number 1.
Should be
Can
golden.
we go back to
I say
Huh?
it should be golden crisp.
Golden Crisp? No H. Nope. Okay.
That was long.
Number 1 is Honey Smacks, which is the same as Golden Crisp, right?
Which is the same as Diggums.
Yeah,
Which is
Diggum
which
is the Honey Smacks,
Which is the same as
Dig 'em smack.
right? Which one do you prefer? The Golden?
We never
Can't
ate
get
those.
enough sugar.
We never
Golden
ate
Crisp.
those. We never.
Really? Didn't try those, but Honey Smacks.
We didn't eat those.
No.
we get the off-brand kind still. We get the
Well, I
blue
know. I don't know what.
kangaroo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Yes.
it's a kangaroo and the offer.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
and they all
off-brand.
taste the
Yes.
same.
Like Golden Puffs.
Yeah.
I think they all
Okay.
taste the same. Actually,
And that-
it's the worst cereal because it makes your pee smell like it, like for like days.
That is very true.
Yes, no, like
I really don't
it's
smell my own urine. I'm good though.
no, it's a
Appreciate
dry.
it.
It's
You
a
never
fun-
have?
No.
You know, seriously, like she's standing there and just go while you're peeing,
You say she's standing
or
there?
go no you or he.
I think you said she.
No, while you're standing there.
I usually urinate down.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Try
doesn't look. It doesn't matter. Like
fountain it up.
it doesn't matter why. There's just this. There's just a hint.
doesn't matter
You can
if-
smell the smell of just honey. honey of, I mean, honey. Of
I'm
the-
not saying. I'm not
Smell
saying that.
honey?
I'm
not
not.
honey. I was going to say honey nut
I'm not
Cheerios.
saying if you're sitting there and then your stream just starts to shoot this way to get a better whiff.
Sounds to me like you're pointing it out. You're
No, you just point it down. You point it down. Point it down. You shoot it hard that way.
Why is this conversation happening? Move on.
You're better off just putting a little bit on your hand and bringing it on up to your nose and taking a couple
No,
of whiffs.
because
Dab it
if you
up a
did
little.
that, then you'd be.
No,
Because if it smells like sugar, if it smells like Honey Smacks, then you might be like,
Does it taste like honey?
Taste this.
you know, it can be sweet though.
Take it to the
It
next
could, ta-
level.
it could be sweet because
Give it a little lick.
because that's how I found out that I was diabetic.
By licking your own urine?
Yes,
Shut up.
Good for you, Colt. Good for you.
I was like, man, it tastes like honey. Anyway, all right, enough of that. And then those actually the top 10 cereals that I just named, they're Post, General Mills, and Kellogg's.
Okay.
Kellogg's had 6 of the 10 in the top 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't. You can't. That's not a good statistic because I can't say. Oh yeah, I know every type of cereal brand. I can't think of any cereal brands. I even know.
Enough.
Oh, okay.
Wow. This is a great start. But see, the real good ones aren't even in there.
What's the real good ones?
Captain Crunch. He's not in there.
Because it's not good.
Frankenberry.
No.
Count Chocolate. They're back.
No, they're good.
They're
back.
not the same.
If they left, then they can't have been that good.
Well, they didn't leave. I mean, they're back. Well, I don't know if they left or not, but
They left for a while.
They did.
They bring them. Okay.
It's like a seasonal thing, right?
I don't think so. I think Boo Berry is.
Boo Bear.
There's a new one. There's a new brand. I think it's a werewolf.
The werewolf. Yes.
What?
No. Remember, because we talked about this. The werewolf one, because your brother has the characters.
Yeah.
And the
plastic action figures.
Action figures, yeah. Not dolls.
Correct.
That's it for another day.
Correct.
But yeah, there's a werewolf. It's got the spiky hair.
Yes.
And I don't know. I think he's like Fruity Pebbles. He's like the Fruity Pebbles ones.
A rainbow pachetas. He has some like overalls that are rainbow. I think different colors.
Is he gay?
No, it's just fruity.
Oh well.
I mean the cereal.
Well, speaking of Fruity, let me introduce our guest now.
That's so sweet. Again, off to a great start.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my compadre, A.O. Anthony Oropeza.
There we go.
Yeah, that's my boy right there. What's up, comp?
Thank you.
How you doing, man?
Great.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here too.
Yeah, it took us 22 episodes for you to be here. You're a busy guy, though. I know you're busy.
Yes.
And I get it. But no, I really appreciate you being here. This is cool.
A pleasure.
You like the studio? Oh, well, you were here for the grand opening.
Yes.
But did you get to see all the rooms?
Yes. I didn't get to see them set up like this though, but I got to see
The way it was
a couple of them. Yeah.
set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me before you came in. You said like it looks a lot bigger on the episodes, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Does it really?
That's a cool part of it because everybody comes in here and go, man, it's kind of small. It doesn't look like that way on the screen.
Right.
That's the best part.
What do you mean from the video that you guys shot?
No, no. Literally YouTube, man. If you go to YouTube, it doesn't look like we're in a room.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
Too tight.
Okay. Well, yeah, I've seen. There we go. Touching the mic again. No, I've seen that video, but yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, plus they don't show. You don't have all three of us, I think, in the same shot.
No.
Right. So it's you two, and then
Yeah.
It'll bounce back and forth.
right. So it looks much.
That's all on the man on the wheels of steel.
Right.
Who takes care of the switching and the sound,
the
the
only
lights,
He's the
takes
only
care of all
reason
that
I'm
stuff in there.
Yeah. He's the only reason I'm here.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of meaningful conversations out of that guy.
You mean more?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Even more.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Comp, back in the day, okay, where you from? Missouri or Kansas? You
Born in KC
Casey Mo.
and immediately shipped over to KCK.
What do you mean immediately? What's that?
Well,
What do you mean shipped over?
we lived.
You lived in
My dad and mom lived in KCK in Argentina, and then I was born in St. Luke's and KC Mo. So when I went home,
Me too, right? I was born in St. Luke's.
Yes, you were.
yeah. So when I went home,
Go Tigers.
Were you preemie?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because that was the only reason why we went to St. Luke's, because nobody else.
I don't know.
I guess nobody else had a preemie department.
That's a thing.
I guess.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
how were you know I was gonna be a
'cause I thought-
preemie? I mean, just
Well,
because because I was early. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like a month and a half almost early. But
Well, your dad, I believe you have some sort of medical education with the urinary tract and other things. So maybe
that's why.
maybe he has that knowledge.
Yeah, I do.
Birth
Because
and birth canals.
I have sweet pea and it smells like sugar puffs.
Oh my god!
Stop bringing it up.
So moved to Argentina. How old were you when you guys moved? Or were you just baby?
We didn't move. I think my dad and mom were already there.
Established.
So, but I was born in St. Luke's,
I
and
see.
then I came home.
I get it now.
We lived in KCK.
Okay. And then the schools that you attended, did you go to Emerson?
I think I went to Emerson for preschool.
Emerson didn't have
maybe.
preschool.
Maybe preschool, kindergarten, one of those.
There's kindergarten. Yeah.
And then
Did you have Miss Adam?
sounds familiar, but I don't remember. White hair, gray.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
Maybe.
so did I.
Yeah, it's a long time ago though.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
probably
no.
dead.
Jeez.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she was probably what, like 60?
She was in her.
Oh my god, she's definitely dead.
Yeah.
Mrs. Adams.
That was 50 years ago.
Yeah, close.
Yeah, it was almost
48.
50 years ago.
Yeah, so I'm 53. So you go into
So
kindergarten, like when you're 6, right?
You're 53.
5 or 6 years old.
53.
You look good for 53.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Surprising.
I'm 52.
I know. I didn't realize you were older.
Jesus, we didn't even get a good look there. What?
Yeah.
You thought I was older? Oh, you thought AO was older. AO was older.
No, I thought I was younger.
You thought he was younger than us?
Yeah.
You thought he was younger than Lewis?
Yeah.
No, you did. Are you serious?
I don't know now.
I hate to bring this up, but
Go ahead.
I get mistaken as being
the youngest of
younger
the.
or the youngest in my family of 4, and I'm the oldest. Yes. My
Good for you, Cole.
sisters and brother, they do not like that at all.
No,
I don't think I
Good
really
for
knew
you.
that.
Seriously? There's,
Yeah.
you're not the only, like close family friend who didn't know that. Yeah. It's probably because I'm immature.
Yeah.
And I'm around friends.
You're mature. You dye your hair.
Yeah. That is
Keep it
totally
black,
incorrect. That's
brows.
totally incorrect.
You know what they say, like African Americans and Chinese people age really well. So
Speaking of Chinese,
Thank you. And the thing is I credit it to
where's my
not being married.
not being married, all that stress didn't.
I think it's a little bit
Didn't
because
apply.
I probably would be horrible.
You'd be a horrible husband.
Yeah, and causing a lot of stress, and then
turning gray quicker.
probably
Yeah.
turning her hair gray quicker, and then who knows?
Explains why I don't have gray.
You had gray at 24.
Yeah, you're right. 2-4. I like that. Call. And then you went to Catholic school, right?
Yep. Went to Our Lady of Unity in
Well, you.
from 1st through 8th, and then we were shipped over. Well, we wanted to be because the high school picked us up at home. Well, not home, at our home school. At not home school, but our middle school.
We can edit all this out. We can start. Go ahead, start all over.
So our high school would pick us up at where we went to school, 8th grade. So at the church parking lot,
Interesting.
and then would take us to school every day.
So OU was from.
OLU was 2 schools. It was where Sacred Heart is up on the hill on Shawnee Drive and Maple Hill.
And then down on
From
the bottom.
1st through 5th. And then it was 6th through 8th down there, St. John Evangelist on Strong Avenue.
Okay.
And
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Did you ever have Miss Apple?
she was her 7th grade teacher. Yeah.
I used to hear a lot of good things about Miss Apple.
She was a really great teacher.
Really great.
Yes. And
Was she cute? Pretty?
from what everybody says, she was pretty. But, I'm so focused on school.
You had no.
I kept my head down, on the desk and just
Slept.
yes, basically.
You kept your head down on the desk.
was attempting to draw spaceships and whatnot, Battlestar Galactica. So yeah.
Star Wars.
I kept a strong C. So that's how you do it.
Strong C. I like that. Yeah. You can use that in any other way.
But-
strong C.
But yeah, high school they sent a van down to pick up about 10 of us every morning, and then drove us to school.
Is that the same van that like it would bake bread?
No. It was like a
Like a lunch van?
It's like a rental, like you would take
Like an 18 passenger van?
Yes, and so they did.
Were there
that
a lot
for
of you?
us. There was like 10 of us, at least 10. Yeah.
Okay, well, wait. Where did you go to high school?
Oh, I went to Aquinas, the old Aquinas.
The old Aquinas.
Shawnee.
Okay. So
Breaking news, everyone. AO did not go to Harmon.
That is true.
as
That
much
is true.
What does everybody have this recollection? I'm
Yep.
pretty sure he went to Harmon. I
Exactly.
swear I seen that guy.
A ton of people believe I went to Harmon.
Because you were like dating a teacher up there, right? And they would see you.
What?
Oh, that wasn't.
No. Dating a teacher, no.
While you were in high school, and a teacher.
Yeah.
I mean, she could have been like a young 19.
Sure. I had that kind of game.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
did not have that kind of game at all.
Explains why you're not married.
That's another reason. But I hung around, my buddy Tony Armenta and Hera Zamora, and in the summer and on the weekends, I hung out with them. Never really together, but one or the other. But we'd go to parties, and everybody just assumed, because Harmon was so big.
Yeah.
They're like 6A. And the school I went to was either 2 or 4A. I don't know what it was, but it was small.
Yeah.
Their class, my same year, had, I think, 250 people, if not more, in their senior class. We had like 80.
Yeah, very small
So-
graduation class. Yeah.
But we would hang out, go to parties, house parties, parties at the Legion, and I would be with them. everybody just assumed I went to Harmon.
So the guys that you hung out with, I mean, when did you start hanging out with them? They lived in the neighborhood, right?
Yeah, I hung out with the Armentas because they lived about
a block over.
2 blocks away.
Like, where would you guys hang out?
Why?
Where? Clopper or
at each other's house?
Oh, so
They
you would go
hang
from
out
house to
with
house.
us at our house. We get hollered at by my mom. We would leave, and then we just go hang out at Tony's house, at Paul's house, and just hang out there. Or then we go drive around, jump in somebody's car, and drive around and go hang out somewhere else. And then with Hedda moved in. I think it might have been in high school when he moved in. Two houses down, so he was my neighbor.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We would just jump over to each other's house.
Jump the fence, forget the sidewalk.
We just walked on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And just
Or just jump from porch to porch.
No, we didn't jump on the porch in between us.
No.
It was 2 houses. We would have got in trouble with the neighbor.
It just
Our neighbors
you
didn't
would
like
jump,
us. Our
you
neighbors
jump,
didn't
and then
like us
just
very much.
crawl.
Just,
and then
we just walked around.
Who was your neighbor? Were they prejudiced or what?
No,
like
but,
you guys.
they just didn't want a bunch of kids jacking around, walking in their yard, or jumping on their fence. We have a sidewalk.
That's what kids do.
Yeah, but the neighbors were fine. We were just all over the place. Back then we would run the streets. You would leave, walk, jump on your bike, get in your car, you drive around, and you just hop from house to house or wherever, and you just played. Depending on the age.
Who had the car back then? Everybody always had that group that there was always one person that drove a car.
When I was younger, it was my buddy Big John. Big John had a 72 Monte Carlo, baby blue. It's nice.
So how much? So Big John is a little older than you, though, right?
Oh, Big John, yeah, he did go to Harmon. He was probably about 3 or 4 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, him and Bear Rodriguez.
Yeah,
Bear was the one that introduced me along with my buddy Tony and the Armentas with cars and lowriders.
So where was Lewis at?
Lewis was still in. So he was in high school. He was still like 8th grade, and then.
So then, you're talking the older kids.
Yeah. And then later on, I was driving at the plaza with my couple buddies, and we were driving down. We were in Rosedale and driving down to the plaza to go jack around and walk around. Yeah. And that's when I saw my first car, and
which was
it was a '64 Chevy Impala, and it was parked in a 7-Eleven. Right there by the Vox, is that what that place is over there?
Yes, right across the street from that park.
Yes, so there was a 7-Elevens there.
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
Yes.
I was driving by it, and I was sitting in the back seat, and I saw this car out of the corner of my eye, and I turned my head, and I was just like, whew, it had Krager's, clean.
Dang, I haven't heard Krager's in a long time.
What is Krager's?
They're like mags. They're chrome, and you have to check it out. You have to look it up.
Okay.
But it looked kind of like a hot rod, but it was a '64, and that's like the ultimate lowrider. I mean, that's like the one.
Okay, so you said you saw this car, but it was for sale. Was it on blocks?
I saw the car. I saw the Kragers, and then I saw the for sale sign in the back window.
Okay. I don't know if you came back later that night. And
Well, no. I told my buddies. I said, stop the car. I screamed it. Turn around. We got to go to 7-Eleven.
What? Man. How old were you?
16. Had to be 16. Yeah, because I wouldn't have been able to drive it if I wasn't at least 16. So It was probably summer of my sophomore year.
Is that right?
Do you remember how much they were selling it for?
Yeah.
They were selling it for $2,000.
Dang.
That was a lot of money back then.
Yes.
Still a lot of money now.
Still a lot, yes.
But for a 16-year-old.
And it was, the body was in great shape.
It was clean.
The inside.
What color was it?
It was midnight blue. And the inside of it was probably like a baby blue or a darker baby blue gray. Mm-hmm. But that needed a little bit of work, but not too much. But I never had enough money to pay for the interior to be fixed.
So you just left it?
For the most part, yeah. I smartly, not really, but invested in hydraulics to put in the front end of it my senior year.
You put hydraulics on this Impala. Why?
Get a lowrider.
So you would drop it and low. So
yeah, the front end. Yes.
That shit was bouncing by senior year.
Yes.
Dang.
So just imagine 1980s, what would have been 1986, 85, 86, driving 64 Chevy, hopping in Shawnee. Yeah. So
A lot of open eyes there.
but it had dual exhaust, it had Krager, so it sounded like a hot rod.
Yeah.
And it had a V8, so it was pretty strong, so it could roll. It's just that it hit a bump, then it would jack with your shocks and the rings and everything like that. It was a lot of maintenance.
But back then, would you drive it? I mean, because that was your car, or you would drive it just to show it off and
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. So
then you ended up driving it. You were driving it to high school,
yes, and
and it ran well.
Yeah,
it ran
pretty
good.
strong. And on top of that, I'm picking people up. So I'm picking people up to go to school. Like eventually, I was taking me.
So then you became that guy who had the car, and everybody was riding with you.
Yes, to school. And then became that guy with my buddy, with Head on Jose, my neighbors, the guy on the weekend to drive the car. So yeah, but I had to pick up. So eventually, my senior year, I'm taking my brother and my sister, myself, and then we picked up at least one or two more people in the car. So it was just basically 5 Mexicans pulling up to high school in Shawnee, Kansas. It didn't look stereotypical at all.
No, and would you guys listen to Lowrider?
No, we
By
listened
War?
to whatever. No, we listened to R&B.
Whatever was on the radio.
Yeah.
So what eventually happened to the car?
I bought another car. I bought a different car. And then this one just I plan on fixing it. I couldn't because of money. And then eventually sold it. And then, but the other one I bought was even better, stronger, cooler.
You bought another Impala?
So you bought another Impala, and then it was.
The cool thing about my first Impala was my dad helped me with that. I went up to him and said, I'm going to buy this car, Dad, but I think I might need help. You think you can help me? And I think he went to the bank the next day, pulled out $1,000, and then we split it. And that's how I got my first car.
I was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
I mean, I knew it was a 50-50
So, okay.
shot,
So,
but I'll never forget that because that's exactly what I did with my kiddo.
yeah.
For her first.
And you'll always remember that because that's what you and your dad shared that moment, and then you're done.
I thought that was a cool dad thing to do. He could have said, "No, shut up, work harder, do more work or whatever." But he didn't. He's like, "Okay." But I think it was after I showed him the car, and he was like, I was thinking he didn't talk a whole bunch about a lot of stuff, but he was like, I was thinking he thought this is worth it. This is a cool car.
Yeah.
So.
So that's cool. You know what? I didn't even think about back then. I didn't even think about buying a car. I was always like, maybe one day I'll own my dad's car.
How'd you get around?
What, Juan?
Oh, that's right.
He had that Nova.
Was it blue? Or
a nice
dark
little
blue
Nova.
or-
A lot of stories in that car. Yeah, we drove around everywhere. So that's why I brought up who did you hang out with, and then you ended up becoming that person to driving. Juan was our guy.
Yeah.
I mean, we give him 50 cents, $1 for gas.
Boy.
And, there'd be about 8 of us in that little car.
How much did 50 cents a gas get you?
What, about 4 gallons?
Dang.
I guess pretty cheap back then.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Impala, so the second one was a 64 as well.
64, but it had a 450. It was a stronger engine than the regular 327, and it had 4 barrels. I mean, it had air shocks. Also, the other one had air shocks too, but this one had air shocks. And so I took the Kragers, moved it over. This thing could haul, and but I had that one, and then bought and that one became just a garage car. Okay. I drove that on Sundays and weekends, and then bought myself a little Tercel, drove that to work. And
the Tercel.
because I worked 25, 30 miles away from the house.
Yeah.
Where was that? And then eventually sold the blue car. And then later on, after I had the kiddo, I needed money to pay for a lawyer, so I had to sell the car. Yeah. At a loss.
You ever maybe one day you go back and buy yourself another one.
Oh, I will.
Would you?
One day.
That's the plan? Yeah.
That's the plan. That's why I work. That's one of the top 3 reasons why I work, because we're gonna
Yeah.
get a new car. Well, not a new car, get another Chevy. Because what I
That'd be
want,
cool.
because I mean, you drove in the Chevy, right? Yeah. So my buddies and friends, and there's nothing like it. I mean, you sit in that car and and if it's the oil's right and the suspension is right without some jacked up frame because you had hydraulics on it in the past, it's a cool thing. And if it's shiny and if it's got some nice rims, you get some looks, and it's just a smooth ride. And so one day, and I hope it happens, but who knows? I want my kiddo to sit in the
car like
down
that.
there, hang out, and let's ride. So
Heck yeah.
yeah. So
That'd be cool. And then those are smooth cars to have. I mean,
yeah.
Yep. Shine it up, make it look pretty, keep it in your garage. So, only drive it on a Sunday afternoon or something like that.
Yeah,
Or weekend.
hide the keys.
'Cause you can't go fast in those. Do those cars do they go fast?
Yeah.
Back in the day there?
Well, I think it had like a my
Because-
second one had a 450 with the 4-barrel on it. It was, Now, don't get me wrong. It eats up a lot of gas.
You look at the Impala nowadays. If you see those Impalas, those old cars,
Yep.
I mean, they're just to cruising. I've never seen one like flying down the highway or, nowadays. So
Well,
maybe back
not nowadays, but this thing.
So, but back then when they came out, I mean, people were just driving because it was just a car,
right.
Right?
It's
It was
just a
just,
regular
people buying different Impalas now, and just they don't look as good as that one.
Right. Oh, no,
You know.
the model, the design, everything's.
Yeah, the 63, 64,
Same
the
thing
ones
with
that
the
look the same.
Mustangs, all of that. Everything's changed. That's why people like the older ones, because I think they're much simpler.
Yeah.
And they're easier to work on. The only thing is you got to deal with is finding the parts, or you could probably find somebody to do the body work, but it's a lot more. It
Yeah,
costs a lot more.
And then that's just like, I get it. You sold it, and same thing with me. I had my dad's motorcycle. My goal was to fix it. I couldn't do it. It just sat there. So cousin Robert took over,
Right.
and it's looking good.
Sure.
It's looking really good.
Robert's great. Yeah.
He's doing a hell of a job with it.
Yeah.
So it's cool. So he actually sent me some pictures yesterday and sitting on it. Doesn't have the gas tank on because the gas tank was getting fixed, but
Right. Yeah.
looks really good. Yeah. He'll be starting that thing up. But anyway, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sports growing up? Did you play a lot of sports? Or what's the deal?
I tried to play sports when I was younger. It was mostly basketball, baseball, grade school. High school, no baseball, no football, and then was on the JV team for basketball
At
Aquinas,
At Aquinas.
St. Joe, St. Joe, St. Thomas Aquinas, and I was like the best bench sitter on our team. I mean, I was awesome. I think I played my JV year. I played one quarter of one game, and then the next game he started me for another quarter. That first quarter I played, I was on fire, hustling,
Jeremy Lin. That's what I talk about, Colin.
but missing shots, but hustling, rebounding.
You're doing it all.
No, I was missing shots. So,
But you were shooting? One of us got to fall.
None did. And then the crowd was like, they were just. It's like when you watch Division I and they put the sub in, and then people are just like, they're rooting for him. So they were rooting for me.
Like Rudy.
And then the next game during practice, he used me as an example. Like, this guy, ran his butt off.
He may not
He
speak
didn't
English.
make one shot.
He may not speak English, and he don't talk to nobody, and he don't have friends. But he's out there trying.
Shot, but he hustled, and he's starting. So that made the starter
Yeah.
not happy.
Dang.
And then
So you had an enemy.
I think I went up to the coach and said, "Hey, coach, I don't really know the place. Are you sure you want to do this?"
And they're like,
starting Oropeza. I was like, "All right." I got out there. I was lost.
Who's your coach?
His name was Terry Grisham. Yeah, and he
Did he have a kid on the team?
no. But he was a good coach because he made you work. But I don't remember winning a whole bunch. So I don't remember a whole bunch about high school. There's just like little.
Did you bring your
snippets I
yearbook?
remember.
I forgot to ask you to bring a yearbook from back then.
You know what? Next time when we do this,
Yeah,
another
we'll do
22 or 23
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Bring your yearbooks in
Yeah,
here.
but I didn't play I don't believe I played or attempted to play my senior year. And then after that, went to college.
Did you play there?
KU?
Yeah, I went to KU for a semester and then came back.
Did you try out?
No.
No?
No.
Who would have been playing at that time?
That's right.
Danny Manning,
Saw him play on
Chris Piper,
Yeah.
Anthony Oropeza. Your name would have fit right in
The
it.
champions?
Yeah, they were 1988 champs.
88, yes.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
But I left. In the middle of basketball season. And then took maybe a few months off and then went to KCK, Community College.
You try out there?
No, but we were in a rec league. We were in it's sort of like an intramural.
The college?
Yeah, they had like you can
Oh, like intramurals. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about the
so-
college team was in the.
Gennaro and Chooch had a team. We went up there and played a little bit. I don't remember playing well, or I just remember it was at PM. You playing?
So it started all over. You were the guy sitting on the bench.
I think so. I probably was. And then after that, went back to KU for a year. Finished all my classes, passed them. Went up for the portfolio review. Denied, rejected, however you want to say it.
Oh, they gave you one of these.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you're done.
They gave me multiple of those. Yes. And then, but I passed all the classes, but the portfolio wasn't strong enough. So they said you could take the classes again and then resubmit your portfolio. I said that doesn't make sense.
Just want that money. I was just about the money.
Yeah.
What were you trying to go for? What was the degree you were after?
Illustration.
It was.
I went into the art school and went to illustration.
You got hot, man. I took one.
He's a new dude.
Yeah, that's what I was like, what? The other guy was sitting here with Greg hoodie on.
That horn was a TV timeout, and then he changed.
I just lost my pin.
Wait a minute. I gotta.
I guess what I got.
They.
You asking me?
No.
The guest.
I thought you
guest.
I thought you were talking to me.
No. So they didn't let you pass on an illustration. I know you're a good artist.
Well, maybe not back then.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. How do you... Art is objective. How do you fail art? That's my question.
Well, I'm assuming they were looking for certain things.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, though. But
I've learned that assuming can get you in trouble.
Well, it didn't really get them in trouble.
Okay.
And I don't know. So I don't know. So
You know what I mean? That feels so vague. Like you go to school for art. Well, there's a lot of different types of art. How can you... Oh, I'm not a good drawer, but I'm a great sculptor. Oh, but you're not good at drawing? Sorry, you don't pass.
Well, there were different sections.
Was there? So yours was specifically drawing?
You could go into illustration. You can go into painting. And mine was illustration because I wanted to learn how to draw better. And I also had this idea of going into comic books.
Okay.
None of that happened. So, got declined. And they said, they really didn't give me any, this is what we look for.
They gave you another one of those. Huh?
They said,
You're all full of buzzers.
So they said, they never really said, this is what we don't see. This is what you need to work on. It was just, sorry. So I said, okay.
Sorry. Just want to make sure you pay attention.
So,
What'd you throw?
I threw my lid. Well, look, I just got it back.
What the...
we're still off to a great start. So yeah, that was it. And so I left and then came back home and then enrolled. I don't know how I got accepted at Rockhurst in KC Mo. And Rockhurst, it was Rockhurst College at that
Did
time.
you date a teacher up there?
No, where do you get this intel? Where's this coming from?
You a good looking guy, man. You can pick up any kind of girls. I know you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. But
You owe me?
No.
You owe me a beer for that.
I was just, I just applied. I don't know how, because I was a strong C student, and they approved it.
Oh, it was rockers. I probably thought we could probably use a little bit more ethnicity in here.
You know what? That might have been a reason, or maybe it was like, okay, he's approved for these loans. So, I had 2 stars right there. And they said GPA,
Nice.
and then they're like, oh, so maybe they said 2 out of 3 is not bad. Approved. Let's get that.
He's
dude
all
in
right.
here.
Come on, just let him
We'll
come
get
on.
it for 1 semester, and then he'll flunk out. And then, so, but I hung in there. So
I appreciate that.
my first semester was horrible. It was totally different. Art school and communication classes. So
Well, if you didn't think the arc was going to work, did you ever play an instrument in school?
nope, we didn't have.
Man, you
music.
could have been a musician.
We didn't have music.
No music there?
No music. We didn't have music class, and if we did, I don't remember it being.
Weren't
We had
even
choir. I think we had choir in high school.
Did you ever try choir or singing or anything like that?
No, not at school. Of course, we all sing like in the car and shower.
I know.
Maybe you sing when you urinate. I don't know, but
I just want to pee.
I don't want to know.
But you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. At least you can hum. When you hum while you pee, it comes out faster.
Who edits?
Try it.
Who edits this? This is great.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back on track here.
Okay, good idea.
Okay. So you didn't play any instruments in car, but well, how far?
I have bought about 15 years ago. I think I bought a guitar. I think it's about 15 years ago. So I've dabbled in trying to learn.
You know what?
In the last 15 years,
That's okay.
and I've got 2 out of 3.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know what? I'm gonna learn how to play the harmonica. Let's do it. Let's start a band.
I'm good.
A harmonica in a band.
Yeah, harmonica, guitar player.
This is the
sure.
all you can play is the blues.
Yeah.
Dang, 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 dang.
I'll fit right in there. Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. So.
That'd be tight.
But no, we never had any. I never took any music. I think I tried to learn it for a bit with my buddy Matt Marone. Bless his heart, he hung in there.
Oh yeah, well he had a band.
Yeah, he had a real good band.
I remember that. Weren't they like
They're out of
Remy or
Pomeroy.
Pomeroy?
Yeah, they were out of K-State, but
Pomeroy.
yeah, Pomeroy, and I think it was their apartment complex that they lived, and they were just called the guys from Pomeroy because
I remember them.
Yeah, I believe so, but I haven't visited K-State in quite a while. So
Yeah. K-State, that's good.
so anyway, do people know why we call each other comp?
I don't think. I don't know.
No,
listeners,
well, we're getting there.
or-
We're getting there. So my question was, how far back do we go?
I don't know. I was thinking about that when you were asking your other guest.
we go.
I don't remember the first time I met you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It had to be because of Paula, my sister Paula, right? Because you guys all hung out together, and I'm probably just like, man, who are these goofballs? she's
I know.
hanging
Well,
out
that's what I thought you thought of us when during her quinceañera. When we see you, we all go, oh, everybody's like, oh, here comes the big brother.
with. And then what?
Wait,
Yeah.
we got to put some places into.
Yeah,
some
yeah,
pieces in a place here because you're saying that.
That's when I remember Anthony.
Yes, I know, but you
then.
said a quinceañera, but I'm kind of confused here because if you guys all went, did you guys all go to Aquinas?
My sister and my brother, yes. My other sister, Renee, who's the youngest,
Yeah.
she's all 4 years at Harmon.
So then, where does your connection come in? How did you get involved with Paula's quinceañera? If they all were,
Well, we've known each other way
Paula
back when.
was the last. She was my brother, who was a year younger than me, was
Surprising.
the last class at Aquinas. 'Cause They moved to wherever they're at now,
yeah,
right? And so Paula, I think, had I don't know how the finances worked with my mom. Either my mom said you could go to Ward High School or you could go to Harmon, or she may have just said, I'm done paying, you go to Harmon. I don't know what exactly happened, but then Renee had no choice because wherever Paula went, kind of like where I went, my brother would go.
Yeah.
Where Paula went, Renee would go. So she said that's why I think Renee had to go to Harmon. That explains a whole lot about my sister Renee, bless her heart. So, but yeah, that's how that worked. And
So, and that's when-
Paula went to Harmon,
Okay.
she met these goofballs, Juan, Mario, who else? Who else was in your crew?
Jose Zamora,
Yes, Jose, and then everybody else around there, which is like
Hoser.
Alex Mendez, Hoser,
Yeah, but he was at Ward.
Eddie.
Though. Those guys were at Ward.
They were all like still. They were in the mix.
And people probably
somewhere,
thought they went to
somewhere.
Harmon as well with you.
Probably, yeah. I didn't know they went to Turner. So yeah, so
They didn't go to Turner.
where'd they go?
Ward.
Ward, all of them.
I believe so, yeah.
Tony, Ramirez,
No, those guys went to Harmon. Tony and Augie.
Augie. Okay.
So that's when you met Paula and them, and then that's how you became friends and became part of their quinceañera, and which led to possibly led to meeting AO sometime before then, but that was like a big big point in memory.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah, and then because I played baseball against Lewis. I don't know if we ever played baseball together, but he was always old in the older division.
What do you mean? You guys played baseball when you guys were in the Indios?
Yeah, well, I mean that's softball, yeah. But I mean, we played baseball, and then as soon as we got to fast pitch, then that's when we really became boys, right? I mean,
yeah, we were closer.
Fast pitch.
But yeah, because I played baseball when I was younger with Robert Garcia, your cousin Robert.
Oh, you played with the Argentine Activities or
the Colonels? We were the Colonels. Were
they Argentine? Argentine Colonels?
They used to be, I believe, and then they.
Who ran that team?
The Colonels?
Was it Hurt?
No, that was my brother's team. Because I was a year older, so I played with the older guys and the bigger guys. And these guys were really good. Yeah. And I didn't start very much.
You on the bench?
I was on the bench with them. They were great.
That's 4 times you've been on the bench.
I'm not very good at playing at that level.
But we need bodies. We need bodies. All right, you can play.
So
they threw you out at the mound. You struck out every time, but you gave it your all, and your coach made sure to tell everybody.
At that time. I played third base also, but
I used to listen to third base,
and then I left. Nice, and played for. They might have been the last place team, but this last place team, they treated me and loved me. So you're
the best player.
I was fourth at bat, and then played third. The thing is when I played with them, I was getting hits. It was really weird. I mean, you
were getting hit on?
It was like a mental thing. No, it was like I didn't feel like I didn't feel like
you didn't have to live up to the expectation of someone else.
Right, because
if my team's good,
man, but the thing is when
you're taking me to a movie.
These were a bunch of alphas that I was playing with Robert's team and with the older guys and the better guys. When I was on the bad team, I was one of the alphas, and so I was more relaxed. I didn't have that. I didn't put that much pressure on me. The only thing that sucked is that we lost a lot. But
so he was kind of like the Rob Schneider in
what?
In
the bench warmers.
The bench warmers. Rob Schneider was the
good. You ever seen that movie?
What?
Nope.
That's the only movie where he's not weird.
Thanks. That's 5. You have to watch that.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was the athlete of the team, and all the other ones were like one of them would be like chew on a baseball, and the other one would be
they're a group of like losers.
Misfits?
Yeah. And they
So sort of like Vince Vaughn and
like a dodgeball.
yes.
What were they called? The Average Joes.
They were average Joes in gymnasium. Yes.
So, yeah. Okay.
So anyway,
Yeah.
So we've
that's
known
how
each
that
other, and then we got to play softball together
Yes.
for a while. You played with us. Yep.
Yes.
I'll never forget that day when Tootie came up and asked.
Man, Tootie. Yeah.
Yeah, when he
What'd
came
he
up
say?
and asked.
So I was playing on this team that wasn't playing me, and
So he was still on that
but I was-
Misfits team, I guess.
I was playing on a team that wouldn't play me, but at that time I was better than I was when I was younger. I could play a little bit better, but they just wouldn't play me for whatever reason. They didn't like me. They didn't like the neighborhood I was from. I don't know, but I was at every practice. I was at every game, and then cousin Tootie came up and said, "Hey, this is right before a tournament for qualifying tournament. Gladstone was it Happy Rock?
Yes.
And he met me in the parking lot, and my uniform's still clean because I didn't get to play. And he met me.
Why didn't you play?
Because you had an older guy ahead of me that
was just better.
I wouldn't say better, but
He's been around longer, so he had a little
more
bit more
seniority.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Somebody
so
get that phone away from me, please.
So
Duty came up to me and said, "Hey, I noticed you're not playing. Why don't you come play with us on our team?"
Oh, I know what he said. He said, "Hey, let's go."
Yeah, nice. Chris, please come and sit down on one of these chairs. Anyway, so I said, "I don't know, man. I can't just jump ship, toward the end of the season." And it's like,
good.
"Well, we'll play you, and most of these guys on the team,
Yeah.
We could use you at third or short. I said, what do you think about it? I talked to a couple of my buddies, and then they were like, you know what? Who played on the team I was on? And I said, they were like, go. You don't play with us. We want you to play. We want you on the field with us, but we're not the coach. The coach won't let you play. So I said, okay. So I talked to dude. I said, sure, I'm in. And then that next day, I think we played, this is during the tournament, we played at like 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And then the team, my old team, played at 8, I believe. And then so I didn't show up for their game. And I come walking through the parking lot in
play with us
with the new colors, and people were asking my buddies on the team, where's AO? Where's AO? And they're like, we don't know. He's not here. We don't know.
They're like, he's over there on the other field.
So when our team, the new team, started walking through the parking lot, somebody turned around in the dugout and said, is that AO? And finally my buddy said, when the dugout, they were like, what's he doing with them? And a couple of my buddies were like, he's going to play. And that was it. Coach never came to me. Nobody on the team, on that other team that wasn't my friend, didn't come to me, and like they weren't mad. Nobody gave me any static. And then we played, and I think we took that tournament. But it was really cool.
You hit a homer at your first at bat.
No homers, but I did get a few hits. So it just felt better.
Yeah.
And I think I played short and third, and it was good. It was fun.
No, those are good times. Yeah, and that's when Lewis as well played with us, and it was good. It was fun back then. It was cool.
All right, then I guess we need to circle back all the way back around as to the phrase. Why do you call him calm?
Yes, you want to explain it?
So
I know,
all right, so
I know why.
Okay, so we can explain to the millions and millions of viewers that we have out there. Yep. So I know I've asked you this before, but do you remember where? Anyway, Anthony Oropeza is godfather to my son Mario, my firstborn. And do you remember? Where we were when I asked you? I even told you.
In
I
the
even
restroom.
told you. No,
both urinating.
No,
smelling.
like pretty.
Right.
No,
you know what?
I don't remember. We got to cut all this out, Chris. By the way.
So we were in Cowboy Stadium. Remember, we took a trip.
Thanksgiving
Day.
It's the Chiefs.
Chiefs,
That's
Cowboys.
Right. That's right.
We took a trip down there. Me, you, Lou, and Albert.
That's
what,
right.
in 1997?
1995.
Oh,
yes.
So the year before. Okay.
Yep. So we knew we were going to have you, brother. So
I think your dad was a little tipsy.
Yeah.
And I think it was meant
everybody
for
in
Lou.
the club getting
I think it was
tipsy.
meant for Lou R, but he accidentally asked me, and I stuck with it. I don't know.
Said sure.
So so that's a great place to ask you that.
That's right. Yeah,
I'll never forget that.
And we lost.
Yes, you did.
Michael Irving scored a touchdown.
He hurdled.
Yeah, that was bad.
Who they play?
And then on the way,
it was the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, and then on the way home,
the
deer.
You remember that?
The deer?
So what's the story? Were you driving, or was Lou was driving?
Yes, he was driving. So we're driving home from Dallas, and we just went to Cracker Barrel to eat.
I know, because it was Thanksgiving night.
Right.
So we're like, where are we going to eat? And so we found a Cracker Barrel, and we're like, oh, these guys got to have turkey. Sure enough, we get in there.
They had turkey slices.
No turkey.
I remember. They had some sort of slices.
They had chicken.
Chicken slices.
So we had to go with the chicken. So
yeah. So.
Chicken, mashed potatoes, no brown gravy. They had the white gravy.
Yeah, white gravy's better.
Horrible.
I prefer white gravy.
Yeah. No, not me.
I just want gravy.
Anyway, so we're
on the way home.
On the way home from
middle of the night, everybody's crashed out because of eating, and it's late. Lou's at the wheel.
Yeah,
and you guys did not just attempt like an 8 hour,
Yes, we did. Drive. It was one of those. We got there, we watched the game, and then we came home. I've done it another time before, but anyway,
yeah. And then we're all, I think, dozing off or asleep, and next thing you know, you feel this truck,
the vehicle,
the whole truck just swerves over, almost falls off the street, and then it pulls back, and everybody's rattled, and everybody's like, "What the heck?"
I was like, "Where's my phone?" I couldn't find my phone.
And then.
Wait, it was 1995. Yeah, where was there a phone?
It was his pager.
Oh yeah, it's pager. Where's my pager? Beep, 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 beep.
And Lou's excuse or reason was he almost hit a deer.
Yeah, and it wasn't it, right?
we
Because
don't
you were wide
believe
awake.
that.
Because I was asleep. Albert was asleep. I think you were.
was
You must have
probably
been sitting up
dozing.
in the front with
I think
Lou.
it was
Lou-
dozing.
He was dozing off.
So the argument to this day is still was there
Luke
a
claims
deer?
there was a deer, but
Because Luke claims himself as a great driver on top of that.
yeah,
And so, he says it was a deer, and we were thinking it wasn't a deer. We think he was dozing off, but either way, he saved our lives. I mean,
27 years later, there still was no deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he missed. He just swerved out the road.
Nevertheless, we didn't wreck. We all lived. We got home.
Yeah, it's all good.
So, yeah, I'll give Lou credit for that. So,
Yeah,
Everybody was awake the rest of the trip looking out for deer.
yes.
Oh man.
yeah. Another great memory that I have with you, Comp, is when we went to the K to go watch Cal Ripken.
Another one I don't remember, but okay.
Oh my gosh!
We were up in the.
You know what?
we
I don't
were-
want to talk
we
about.
were up in the top
I don't want
level,
to talk
weren't
about.
we?
I don't
remember
want
this.
I want to talk
I
about.
remember now.
So the house on Metropolitan.
Okay.
No, we can't skip that Cal Ripken story.
Okay.
So Cal Ripken broke the
think you
Japanese.
changed seats.
The Cal Ripken broke the Japanese record, and it was your idea to go watch Cal Ripken because he was going to break this record by this Japanese in baseball, and he had broken Lou
Gehrig's.
Gehrig's record.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Man, I had a really good idea. That was a great idea.
it was a
they
good
gave us
idea
a
because it was a
certificate.
Japanese guy.
Yeah.
So that's why I figured you wanted
Yeah.
to go watch.
No.
No, he was there. He was actually there at the game. The Japanese guy.
Or what's the joke? He was up there sitting right next to you because it was me. That's hilarious.
I'm not even going there. I'm not even going there.
Chris, sub.
Okay, do we need a sub?
No.
Okay, so let's go.
So they gave us a certificate. Remember that?
Oh, so you do remember now?
remember that, yes.
It's the hamster starting to roll around.
Yes.
Okay.
I do remember that.
Because it's
I don't
on
remember-
video.
I don't remember being on my.
We have it on video, but I can't remember if I recorded it or you. If I had my camera,
I didn't.
and you know what? You know what? Also, I remember about that day is that damn what's his name? The lion Slugger came behind me and he grabbed me by my shoulders. What are you doing behind me? I just see these orange paws. I thought it was Bart Simpson, like behind me.
Who do we go with?
And he stank. He was real smelly.
It was back
Kinda
in the 90s, right?
Yes,
So
this was.
the technology for mascot wear.
I know it's still like that. I bet it's still the same costume.
Oh, is it really?
I think so.
Huh,
I bet he still
okay.
stinks.
Yeah. It's all about smelling.
I know,
This
right?
episode.
Yeah. So yeah, he broke the record. It was 2,216. He broke the record. No.
In a season?
You make my nose bleed. No,
This kid's
So-
tired.
So he broke the
Consecutive
record.
games played. Consecutive games played. Yeah.
2,216.
Yeah. All-time record. The Iron Man. Yes.
So, but that was just breaking that record. But Cal Ripken ended up with like 3,000.
Sure. Yeah, he kept it going
Right?
for a long time. Yes.
So-
And that was back then, because later on, A-Rod beat it. Did
No, nobody's going to beat this record.
I don't
Cal
think anybody
Ripken's-
has beat that
So we're
yet.
talking about the Iron Man. You want to explain the Iron Man?
What do I need to explain?
Not the Marvel comic. I'm talking about
Oh, okay.
well, Cal Ripken's.
Yes, I also need to explain it to my cousin Susie, who's not a big baseball. She's not a big baseball buff,
But?
but she's from Hawaii and moved back to Kansas City, so she may watch this. So I have to explain it to
I hope she watches.
cousin Susie. So Iron Man is games played. I think it's like you have to get up to 6 innings, maybe 7 innings is the minimum. Consecutively.
That sounds right. Yeah, consecutively.
Yes, without.
so consecutive?
Are you really yawning? Are we boring you?
Stop.
Should have got them lattes.
What do you mean? Why do I need to do that? Why are you ironing? Why are you yawning?
Yes, man.
Okay. Anyway, so he's explained to you what the Iron Man
Yes,
is.
I'm listening. So he
Consecutive
consecutively played over
games played.
2,000
Major League Baseball
games.
games
So that means
for
for an
There's
average.
162 games a year,
Year,
excluding playoffs.
Yeah, Chris, real quick, can you look up Cal Ripken Iron Man record? Just put that in. That should be right.
Cal Ripken Jr.
Cal Ripken Jr. That's right. His old man did play. And then just give me the number
Yeah.
real quick.
It's that number of games consecutively without being
being without missing a game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like-
I mean, that's a
It
shit.
sounds like a 20-year career.
Yeah. I mean, that's a long. How many games in baseball? 80? No, 100.
160, 162 a year.
Yeah, and it could have been
Excluding
less than
Playoffs.
playoffs. Yeah.
I mean, you can only do that if you're not a pitcher. Like, because
Well,
even
pitchers
pitchers.
only pitch once every
4
Five.
days.
4 or 5 games.
Yeah,
Yes.
so he had to be, second base.
Plus he
or
was-
And
something.
he was a shortstop.
Oh, I was about to say.
He was a
that's what I said.
shortstop.
But he was a tall dude. I mean, he was the start of the tall shortstops. So
Yeah.
he was like 6'1", 6'2".
This is when they changed it to tall stops.
This what you
Yeah.
wanted?
Nice.
Talk to me, Chris. Talking to the mic.
Read it.
How many games played?
Out loud.
Okay, 2,131 consecutive games.
Is that what you had, Colt?
2,131? No, that was more than that. It had to be more than that.
That's what it says.
Well, maybe that's the record. The record.
No, because he broke the record at 22:16.
Yeah, that's why research is the key to podcasts.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did research.
You did the best you could, Chris.
Okay, you know what?
Thank you.
Lou Gehrig's was 21:30. He broke that one.
Okay.
So how many games did he play complete?
Did Lou Gehrig stop because of his disease, or did
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
hey, Siri.
Dude, you're going a little overboard. We can just keep going. Why,
All right.
don't worry about it.
Fall asleep.
Okay, anyway.
2,632 games.
2,630. So that's right. Yeah. Man, that's a shitload of games.
Yeah.
26:30.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how many games he played until he finally retired.
And so you guys were there.
And so we were there when he broke the Japanese record.
Ah. Okay.
So he broke that one first, and then he went on and broke the other one or something like that. And I'm sure everybody out there saying, "No, he did this, he did that." I don't care. Just call me. We'll talk about it later. Come on the show. We could talk about it. Anyway, another story. Remember when you bought the White House? It was a White House, right, on the Metropolitan.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to be more specific, man.
Sorry.
You bought the White House?
He bought, there was a giant 2-story, was it like 2-story White House that Anthony bought,
Yes.
getting it ready
To
to
rent.
rent. Yeah.
Lived at home.
He wanted to be a slumlord.
26. Yes. I put money down to these two lovely people who were this couple wanting to sell it.
Yeah.
And they were going to retire, and I put money down, and then we had an agreement that I would pay X number of dollars a month to them.
Yeah.
And I was working full time, living at home, and if the tenants didn't make the rent, then I would make the rent. And then a couple months
Rent it out,
later,
yeah.
after fixing it up a bit, got a couple renters, new ones, and then they came with 2. I had 1 new tenant,
Okay.
family. So yeah.
So, okay, so that house, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we go into that house? You were showing me the house. We went upstairs, showing me the upstairs, and there was a dude, like a homeless guy, in there, and we chased him out.
I think there was.
Yes.
Yes. Like in the corner?
Yes.
In the far, like,
Because
left corner?
we were
just
you were
sitting
like
there.
we just went up and I was like, yeah, and this is the bedroom here. I'm working on this, and then there's this guy sitting right in the corner. I'm like, who's that? And you're like,
Yeah.
dude, and you just yelled at him. You scared the shit out of him. What are you doing in my house? And yeah, he freaking took off running and he like jumped out the window. It was a 2-story house.
I don't think he jumped out of the window.
I thought he went like he went down and.
I don't
And
know
then,
about
because I thought he landed,
Yeah.
and we went out. We looked out the window. We're like, "Is he dead or alive?"
Seriously?
And
I don't
then,
remember that. I don't
and
remember
then
him
he was
jumping out.
laying there, and then I said, "What do you think?" And then we looked back outside, and he was gone.
Is this a movie?
And then the Michael Myers music came on.
Okay. All right. I knew we were
Okay, so that I remember that. I remember that guy jumping or running out or somehow.
stairs. Had to be
Because I think you were like, you were going to try to pick up something to beat him or something.
Yeah, he's in my crib.
I know.
Yes.
I don't know how he got in. I don't know how he got in the house, but I'm like, I didn't realize you already had a tenant there. You were still working on the house.
I don't remember him signing the paperwork. But yeah, that's right. I think I remember that now.
Yeah. That was crazy because I was like freaking out too. I was like, man,
Yeah.
we're going to have to give this guy a beat now because he was living in your house and
that was
you
hot.
yelled. I remember you yelled at, you owe me something for rent or something. You tried to.
No, I didn't.
Okay, you did.
I didn't say that.
And then so it's so, you know, AO's working on this house, and there was a lot next to it, wasn't it? Or, and so like you're like, hey, can you guys, me and Lewis, you asked us, hey, can you,
Yeah, right.
you asked us if we could cut your grass.
I mean, that was funny, but
You say, hey, can you guys help me cut the grass? So we spent like a whole day cutting the grass because it was high.
this is while
Remember?
the house was still there. Or after,
Yeah,
this?
yeah, the house was still there.
Okay.
Wait, or no, maybe it was gone, but you still owned the
We
lot.
flattened it, I owned the lot. And,
Dang, so this is
and I
years
was getting-
later.
I was getting letters from the city, like, "Hey, man, cut your grass." And it was just like,
Getting
"Hey,
letters
yeah."
from the government.
Yeah, yeah. So I had,
Yeah.
So you and I, it was just me and you.
No, I think Lewis helped us
I
too.
don't remember him.
Yes,
but okay.
yes,
All
I think he did.
right.
So we cut all that. Yes, he did because, of course, it was hot. So we're like we're out there just in shorts,
Short- I
shirtless,
remember that.
shorts.
I had a shirt on.
Okay.
I had a sleeveless shirt on.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't-
So
I don't do-
anyway,
I
long
don't
story
do-
short, poison ivy beat the hell out of me that time.
Got me too. First time ever.
And I don't know if Lewis might have had to.
Probably didn't. But first time ever for me, and it was the worst.
Yeah, it was the worst kind of poison ivy.
Nothing worked. I had to go to the
I was so mad. I know, right? But we're out there cutting grass and weeds and
and then of course I tell my mom, and she's like, "It's your own fault. Keeping a couple words out. You should have known better. You should have wore long sleeve shirts." And it's like 110 out there, Mom. Yeah, so
I know, right? Yeah, it was
I had to go to
hot.
the doctor, and it's the first time I had to take steroids for poison ivy or anything. And then even till this day, if I get it again, I got to go straight steroids.
Dang.
Yeah, there's
Not
no calamine, there's no oatmeal baths, tried everything.
Steroids.
Yeah, you take a steroid shot to freaking.
It's not the same.
Oh.
It's different, but it's the only thing that.
I didn't know if you noticed that those weeks you had poison ivy, your basketball skills improved. You're out there dunking.
Football. If I played football, it would.
Ah, man, no, I was really dying at the Michael Myers thing.
Yeah. Sub. Let me wake up.
So yeah. So how many podcasts have you done? Have you appeared in
How many pockets?
podcasts? Sorry,
Too.
sorry. How many podcasts have you appeared on?
Let's see. I don't know exactly right now, but
So you've been on a few podcasts.
yes, probably about
I know you've been on Joe's.
Joe Rogan.
No shit.
No.
No.
Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg. Joel.
Joel
Yeah.
Goldberg. And then let's see, 2 here with you guys, right?
Okay.
With your group.
Okay. With the
Well, technically,
no solutions.
You were at both locations. You've been through the process as well because you were in the basement.
Right.
And then you were in the garage with my dad, actually. Yeah.
Yes, the guest host.
Yeah, my dad.
I surprised you that day.
Yeah. That was
I was
has been,
a treat.
this is your first
Doing
time
some
in the
pool.
studio.
so.
Yeah. That's
And then-
cool. Yeah.
and
So
then-
you've done some.
My buddy Paul Long, and then some. There's 2 other Chiefs podcasters. So I don't know, maybe 6 or 7.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to check those up. I didn't realize. I just checked the ones that I know of.
Follow me. I post them.
I try. You're just a busy guy. I can't find you.
Well, it's on my website.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good.
This is a tit for tat. You'll watch one of his if you watch his.
Is that the way that works?
I
Tom?
watch mostly all of yours.
No, you don't. Stop lying. Stop lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I figure every time you go on those podcasts, it's about art.
Yeah. Well, yes, exactly. It is.
How often do we get to hear about your life story?
Every.
I don't think so. Come. I really don't. So, do you remember when we used to do the Creed concerts?
Creed concerts.
Creed.
Oh, Creed.
When we went to.
When we went
Two of
to
them?
2 of them, yes.
Yes.
Those are dope.
I didn't. We went together.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Did we go together? Oh gosh.
That's what that was. Yes, we went together.
You guys did a lot of stuff together.
And you see, and this is what this was. And he doesn't remember. I thank goodness that.
sure?
You know, I've had a lot of concussions in my life, so I'm glad I'm bringing these out now because my brain's going to have to get looked at when I pass away. So remember
Should have
when I
given
said
me your
that.
notes to refresh.
For
my
what?
memory.
No, well, no, it wouldn't have been fun this way.
it is fun.
Thanks. So anyway,
Creed.
let's talk about now. Forget.
Oh.
No, we're done with Creed.
Creed 3.
Apollo.
So your comic book, how's
Yes.
that coming along? You want to explain to the world about your comic book?
So for my cousin Susie,
Yeah.
Amigo Man was created. It was a brainchild of mine on the way home from Rockhurst.
Ooh, Brown.
I would. What's that?
I don't know what that was. And cut this out. All right.
No, hold on, a quick. I can't focus. I'm sorry, I'm crying because you said it was a brainchild of mine, and that made me think of these songs. Ooh, sweet child of mine. But I was supposed to say, ooh, brainchild of mine. But if you listen closely, I start off the first two things.
I think I heard that. Yes.
I said, ooh, brown.
I heard that, but I didn't know what you were talking about.
So that's why I died. Because as soon as I said that in my head, ooh, brown child. My bad.
For the record. Anyway, this is some award-winning stuff here. You guys might get an Emmy. Anyway, great. So back to the comic book. Okay. Camera on here, please.
Yeah.
It is.
So, Amigo Man, it was my attempt for a Latin main superhero character, and I thought of it on the way home from school after visiting Clint's Comics there in Midtown, KC Mo.
Okay.
And so I was just like, I went into the comic shop and I said. You know, I looked at the shelf and I was like, this is after school, of course. It was like a communication class and we're talking about audience and we're talking about demographics, et cetera. And I'm like, there's no Latin main character. There are characters of color because there's I don't know if it was like a Chinese ninja as a main character. And then I forgot what else, but.
Well, and Marvel has, what are the characters that Marvel has, the Asian?
Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
but that wasn't on the shelf. At
No,
that time.
it was the popular stuff. You know,
Right,
your
you're not
Thor's,
gonna-
Iron Man's, Hulk's.
Well, even
Batman,
Thor,
Superman.
Iron Man, and Hulk in the 90s, they were basically B characters as well, I think. They weren't as popular.
But what was the Green Hornet's?
Kato?
Yeah, Bruce Lee, right? But
Yes.
in
Well,
the comic book, it was an Asian guy, right?
Right.
Yeah, it was Asian.
Chinese.
But he wouldn't have been.
a car driver, right?
He wasn't a superhero. He was just
if they did a spin-off, it wasn't
about
like a
motherfucker?
long. It wasn't a long-lasting one. You know, it might have been like a 5-book series or something like that of Kato or something like that, but it never took off. Where it was like it lasted on the shelf.
That is pretty sad. Yeah, it's okay. So, you didn't see any Hispanic there, so then you thought, okay, it's time to.
Yeah, I was like, hey, it shouldn't be that difficult. Why couldn't I just come up?
So what did you? Who was it that Amigo Man? Who did you look at when you said, okay, this is?
Well, my favorite character.
What am I trying to say?
What I modeled.
Your inspiration.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
My favorite character at that time was Batman.
At that time,
Yes.
He's not anymore.
Well, it's now him and Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
I kind of like.
You become a Spider-Man fan now.
Yes, because Spider-Man, which was more like my character, is a little sarcastic, has some funny one-liners. You know, Batman doesn't really have the one-liners. He's just sort of
He's always looking for Rachel.
Serious. Rachel. Yeah. You're talking about okay.
Where's Rachel?
Okay, got it. You're talking movie. I'm talking the comic book at that time. So yes, nevertheless. So yeah, I kind of like the humor and the funniness, but also mine eventually evolved.
But Spider-Man, he was a teenager.
Well, my character is early 20s, like right out of college.
Nice.
So
yes.
So wasn't Tony Stark the smartass?
As well, yeah, he was also in there. Yeah.
So you kind of revolved in between.
Yes.
Spider-Man's poor.
He wasn't poor. He was broke.
Well, I don't really. I didn't get to look at his W-2, so I don't know what he's working with. But I do know my character was poor, broke, single parent. You know, and my twist was that he was on the verge of joining a gang, and then his grandfather.
Okay, and Amigo Man is his superhero name, but what was the name of what was his name?
The character's
Antonio Banderas?
No, it was Antonio F. Alvarado.
What does the F stand for?
Fitzgerald.
What?
Yep.
How'd you get that? What's the story behind that?
Well, his mom was a big JFK fan. That's it.
That's it.
Because she's American and she loves her country, and JFK to her.
I can remember.
JFK was hot.
Well, that too, but similar to like my family.
Where's he
growing up
located? Where's Amigo Man located?
in the city of
New Mexico, right? No, Del Oro.
Correct.
Which Del Oro is gold. Oro pesa. Get it? Okay.
Yes.
Where you didn't tell me where it is.
Del Oro. Where's Del Oro located though?
So that's what I was going to answer.
Okay, sorry.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Okay, I thought you wanted to know why it was called Del Oro.
No.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
What was your question again, sir? It actually is similar to like how Gotham is New York, right? And for me, it's KC, but it's KC Mo and KCK together. But
Kind of like Gotham, right?
He literally just said that.
yeah, thank you, Chris.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Yes,
Yeah, it's kind of like how Superman's Metropolis and Batman's Gotham's are the same city. It's the two sides of the same city. That's what it is.
So hold on a second. You're saying Superman's in New York?
New York?
Yeah.
Because doesn't he work for the Daily Planet?
They're both New York.
Well, they're both based off New York City.
Yeah.
Gotham City is located in Jersey.
Yeah, but you know, like how Batman. You know,
And then
there's a lot of
is just
crime.
a little bit north of that, closer to New York State.
Okay.
Yeah, like
And
how like
then-
there's a lot of
I'll have to
crime.
double check that.
There's a lot of like how there's a lot of crime in New York, so that's Batman's thing. But also New York is looked as like the pivotal city, like one of the most like it's the high rise building. You know, like the metropolis. Literally, it's a yeah.
Huh.
So that's how I liked it. So it's like there's a lot of good things about KC. There's a lot of bad things about KC.
Well, for Del Oro, it was KC Mo and KCK were all of Del Oro.
Yeah,
And then you have West Del Oro and East Del Oro. So the east side of Del Oro is the Missouri side.
Right.
And the west side is the Kansas side because Kansas is on the west and Missouri
Correct.
side is on the east. So it's just so anytime you refer to something as East Del Oro, it's anything across the state line for us
Yeah.
in Missouri. So like if you're going to the plaza,
That's
that
the
would
east
be
side of Kansas.
East Del Oro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're going to Sporting KC game, that would be
The
West
west.
Del Oro. So my map is already set out. I just need to change certain names of certain,
The stuff you still working on? You still messing
When
with
it comes to
it?
the map, no. But when it comes to the character, it's a back burner thing. But I'm just.
But you
every now and
still
then.
you haven't given up on.
Correct.
You still have them out there.
Correct. We still have. I have a trailer being made, an animation trailer being made right now in St. Louis, with my buddy Lorenzo, who actually helps me with the book. Who has helped me with the book from, like my third book.
Yeah. Did Lorenzo drive a Benz?
A Benzo.
I was thinking that too. I was trying to figure out how to.
I wanted to see if you would say you and Lorenzo rolling in his Benz.
No, Lorenzo doesn't drive.
Oh,
He
okay.
doesn't have a car.
Okay. All right.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
well, let me scratch that out.
So
Okay.
Do you ever call him Ren?
nope.
You know what REN?
Spells?
What's it spell?
Ren.
But
I'm raw.
yeah.
Jesus.
Woo, that was a long. So if you so that's good to know. It's good to know you're still working on it. If you ever made a movie, wouldn't that be cool?
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Yes. But I don't want to make a movie. Well, if
You
I
want-
do,
If you did make a movie,
my goal or not my goal, my dream, because I'm not working on it, so I don't really.
right? Okay,
My
but let's
dream would
move
be-
forward. Yeah, let's just say if
PBS.
when you get it out, okay, and it'd be real people.
No,
No,
it doesn't have to be.
PBS.
Why
It
not?
could be. It could be like Electric Company back in the day.
So
Look that up, Cousin Susie.
yeah, if you ever made a movie, who would you want to play?
Marcos. Was this a setup for your son there? You want me to just say
Marcos.
because he's such a great Community America actor.
No.
He does. Thank you. So sorry.
If Marcos was gonna be a character, he wouldn't be Amigo Man. He'd be Captain Pendejo.
Oh wow.
You just learned that word.
Wow.
Yeah, you're coming out here strong.
This is the best podcast I've ever been on.
He said Captain Pendejo,
Yeah.
not Captain America.
No.
No.
Sorry, Marcos.
You'd be El Cabron.
Okay.
And your power, you can turn into carbon.
Okay, we.
Another fight. Where's Sandy? Somebody call somebody.
Oh man. Anyway. Who are your influencers? Who helped you to get you motivated to do this kind of stuff?
What stuff? Which
like painting? Okay, we'll get into the painting as well, but because the comic book.
Well, the painting was hit and miss during and after high school. But then the comic book, when the comic book came around, the comic book idea, then it was, I don't know about influence anybody.
So there was,
it was just,
it was just more what you saw.
It was a desire to figure it out because one, I wasn't in that business. And I figured maybe this could be a stepping stone to go work for Marvel or DC, but I eventually figured out my drawing skills would never be to that level without putting 10 times as much work.
Yeah, but you know what? Your drawing skills is just different from anybody else's. I mean, everybody has their own, so you would have your own.
True.
You know? So, and you do. You have just like your paintings. You do it your way, and
yes, but there's a certain level of quality that I want with the book. And I know my drawing skills, even though I would have a certain style, is not what I wanted. So thankfully, Lorenzo came in. And so first of all, I had to figure out how to make a story and design characters and everything from scratch. Because I
like the characters.
Well, thank you. Because where we came from, there was nobody we knew that did comic books. There was nobody who wrote stories or was a writer of anything. There was nobody who was an actual painter. You had guys we knew that were like, they did murals or graffiti. But you had nobody everybody was a worker. They were a blue collar worker. And so you had no reference or where you could go. And so you had to learn it yourself some way, somehow. So my deal was, how do I build a comic book? So you start reading or trying to read. You start looking at videos. Because I can't read. I can't read without falling asleep. That's why. So I'm a video guy. I can watch and learn, but then you have to do. So you have to use your hands. But so how do you build a comic book? Well, it can't. So I looked up some Disney stuff, and also some Marvel stuff, and it just the bottom line was story is king, right? So if story's king, what's in the story? And it's your characters.
Right.
So how do you create a character? There's character development. So then you have to figure out everything about that character. Age, who are their parents? Where are they from? What do they do? Where do they go to school at? Where did they go to school at? Where do they live? What's their occupation? All of that stuff. And then more. That's just one character. Well, create the supporting cast, then create the villains, and then create the supporting cast for the villains. Then you have another character, which is your city, and then so on and so on. Then your bosses, or the principals, because my character is a teacher, part-time teacher. So he has a principal who's his boss.
So he's a sub.
Yes, at first. Yes. And then he has
substitute teacher.
Correct.
Right?
That is short for substitute. Sub is short for.
But you said he was a part-time.
Correct. He's a
part-time one.
Sub.
Why is that the part you're breaking down?
Yeah. Right.
So is it a part-time teacher or substitute teacher?
He's a part-time substitute teacher.
So he only works a quarter of the time.
Kind of like Mark Wahlberg right before he got fired in Invincible. Yes. So anyway.
I forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Ready? I'm gonna pitch you something here. Ready?
Okay.
All right. He's as a substitute teacher. He goes to a conference for one of his troubled aid students. All right. He goes. Finds out that he's in a foster care system. All right. An apprentice. Amigo Man. Does he need a partner? Does Amigo Man have a partner?
Okay. First of all, I don't think this school would send a sub.
No.
It's a substitute teacher.
A long-term sub.
What was that?
Yeah, that was Chris.
What was that? You okay, Chris?
What was that? Oh, that was
No.
you? Oh, I thought that was Chris.
What?
He made a noise.
This is the worst
No.
podcast. All right. Anyway, I don't think
Long-term sub.
long-term sub.
Hey,
But I don't think this school would pay for a sub.
he's doing it out of the kindness of his heart, man. He's a good person.
He has no money.
He doesn't need money. He's not.
He thumbs it to the conference. But nevertheless, it's stuff like that you actually have to think of in the stories. Like, would this really happen if he's poor or not making very much money and he's a sub and he's living wherever he's living and he has to ride a bike?
That's an excellent point.
So
Does Amigo Man have tools?
Did he have powers? What
No,
is he?
he's like Batman. He's a fighter.
Correct. No powers.
What's the suit look like?
It kind of looks like Batman.
No, it kind of looks like Space Ghost.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad interpretation.
Kind of.
Yes, it does.
It's a combination of a little bit of Batman, a little bit of Space Ghost, but we also have a design so that if it becomes popular, that we're going to change the design.
Yeah.
Because just like anything, he'll.
I like the do-rag, though. I don't know if you can lose the do-rag.
It was a do-rag?
It's a do-rag mask.
He doesn't.
Oh, like Zorro.
Originally, he did.
Right?
Originally, in the old drawings, he had long hair. He actually had a braid back in the early '90s when I did this. It was a whole we
wore a
have
braid?
he did. But anyway, it was a tribute to kung fu. So you see in the old kung fu movies where they whip around their hair and they have like a dagger or something. And yes. But we've modified. Everything gets modified.
Apparently, yeah.
The same thing with the time. So you have to figure out when is the time. Is it pre-pagers? Is it pre-cell phone? You know, is it modern? All that stuff. So we have to modify that. So there's a lot of thinking in this. So yeah.
Well, you can't lose the goatee. It's the best part.
No. Yes. So, but yeah, it's on the back burner, but I'm still chipping away at it, especially with this workload. But I have people who like the story, like the idea, especially like our boy Mark. He loved it.
Yeah.
He still loves it. And it's
Did
really
you
cool.
hear that part in Mark's when he talked about you?
I still haven't seen that.
Ah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I did see it.
Okay.
No, but it surprises me that people still remember it because we haven't put out a book in a while. And I'm still trying to chip away at redesigning the website. So, but I'm lucky that I have the name Amigo Man trademarked. And so I'm working on other trademarks as well. Cause that's another thing you have to do when you have stories and characters is to, trademark and protect your property because anybody could steal at any time. So yeah. But back burner, and I still jot down notes for new characters and storylines and how we want to do it. I'm getting ready to work on one a little more detail for a Day of the Dead character. So and then
like a zombie.
No, not really. Just sort of one that can turn herself into sort of a Day of the Dead character when she's...
Okay, so you just said her, so
Just
it's going to be a female.
La Muerte or something.
Can't really tell
La
you.
Bruja, the witch.
Can't really tell you.
So you have something in the back burner? I mean, you have something.
I remember I pitched that too when we were in the basement. I had said this. I said, why don't you throw like an Aztec, some kind of ghost aspect into it, some supernatural stuff. There's a lot of cultural, what's the word with, Hispanics and, supernatural stuff.
Sure.
It's solid.
You can do some fun with Day of the Dead.
Yeah. Like that's a big one.
You're
man.
hired. I will pay you because I know they don't pay you here, but I will pay you.
No, did you ever use what I told
Don't
you?
say that
I
because he's going to take you up on that.
First of all, I don't remember us having this
We
chat.
did.
I
We
don't
did.
remember.
We did. It was
My
on the.
best
It was
friends doing
on our
something.
podcast. We had talked about it because you probably didn't implement what I had said because you had talked
apparently
about
he didn't
El
watch
Tuna-
it back.
El Tuna.
Did you watch it?
I've seen it, but I don't remember.
What's
but
the
I'm gonna
mob?
go back.
What's the mob one? The El Tuna
Big
what?
Tuna Luna.
Big Tuna Luna.
Yeah.
And I told you because he runs a gangster. I said, you should call it the Carptel.
I don't remember that.
You don't.
That's good.
I know. Because you even said that. I like that. I was like, you should use that. Call it the Carptel.
All right,
It's
can
clever.
Can you make a note of that for me?
Carptel is CARP.
Yes.
Yes, as in the fish.
Yes, as in cartel, but with it. Yes.
I thought that was clever.
Looks like capital.
That's probably what you wrote.
Carptel capital. Yeah. Very good.
Going well.
So anyway, so let's get into the paintings.
Yes.
Yes. So when did you start painting? How old were you when you started? And you said, I think this is what I'm going to start doing. Did you paint something for mom? And she said, that's very nice.
My
Anthony."
mother would never say anything's very nice.
Yeah, she's a nice lady. Stop.
She might be a nice lady to you, but she never said that to me. That the painting was.
What was your first painting? Let's go there.
Ooh, I don't remember. It was probably like maybe my first painting was probably an attempt for either a car, painting of a car, or
An Impala?
no, I don't know. I don't remember exactly. I did submit a painting for in Topeka. I think it was my freshman year, and it was a car. It was a street scene, with 2 or 3 lowriders and a couple people in there. It's horribly painted, and I won
Why would you say it was horrible? I mean,
because it looked horrible.
Was it horrible then?
Then
or
why
was
did you
horrible
enter it?
now?
That's all I had, and I had to meet the deadline.
Anybody won?
But then I won.
what'd you win?
$25.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, it probably took me about, I don't know, 8 hours. But yeah, I made a copy of the check, put the copy up on my wall.
And then you
check.
said, okay. And then you said, all right, I think I can make some money off of painting.
Well, at that for a small period of time, yeah. But then I was like, I gotta submit all these other things to. I said no, but I really didn't think about. Well, I would go in spurts. It would go, up and down. I'd give it a shot, try to get it out there. This is pre-social media,
All right.
and
Yeah, I guess you would have to search for events to like put something up. Like,
right, or then I'd have to create my own. But in order to create your own, you have to have the work to show. So, and if you're gonna have the work to show, you have to have a 5, 8, 10 pieces, and then you have to get a venue, and then you have to get the word out. And at that time, before social media, that you couldn't get the word out unless you had,
you would have to do? You'd have to move to New York. Just set up your stand at like everybody else.
right? You could do
Remember I
that.
sent you that picture?
You don't remember nothing.
I don't remember
Yeah, when we were in New York, I sent you a picture of this lady who had set up all her paintings.
Yes.
I was like, check this out. This is what she does out in, what park was that?
It's Grand or
Central Park.
Central Park.
Central Park in New York.
sure. Yeah,
And that's,
they have the audience. I mean, they have
Yeah,
the
I mean-
numbers. Yes.
maybe we can set you up at Penn Valley or something.
Got numbers out there. Got people who literally
During
come
tournaments?
from out of town.
During the
That was
softball
done in
tournaments?
3 days out of 365 days. So yeah, you know what? We should sit down and chat about your great ideas. That'd be great.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
And I'll introduce this crap tail. What do we call it? Carb tail. Carb tail to you.
Yeah, so I would paint, and then I think you have these big ideas that I could try to do this and sell, and then make some money, and then quit my job, whatever I was doing, and then the pieces just wouldn't turn out the way I would want them to.
Sure.
So I quit, and then months started up again. New baseball player, new football player, whatever I would paint, and then just didn't turn out. And my biggest problem was the backgrounds. I started getting the folds and started getting some of the features correct in the painting, but I couldn't figure out my background. So then I remember this guy that I had seen his work. I don't know if it was a magazine or what. This is pre-internet, a sports artist, and he would paint these amazing photo-like of the players, right? But his backgrounds were just abstract. Color just thrown everywhere. And then he would add graphics of some sort. And I was just like, wow, he's mixing things, but the main focus is the player, and you could just see that player just pop.
Yeah.
Right?
So the background had to do something with the focal point.
For me. And
But
for
for
every
him-
piece too.
yeah,
And
for
it did do something for him.
Okay, so
Yes.
you're not just looking at what whatever it is, but you're also looking behind it.
Yeah, you're looking
Adds
at
a lot more.
the whole thing. You're looking at it all.
What about just a
as one
brick
piece.
wall like this one?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay.
You could add elements of a brick wall some way, somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe when you do a Run DMC one. That's
Run
on,
DMC painting?
That's on my list. Yes. Run DMC.
Don't tease me like that.
Beasties. Yeah. Oh, I've got a list of grunge. I've got a list of hip hop.
How about that one I sent you of Micah Parsons chasing Mahomes? That would be a nice painting comp.
That has nothing to do with hip hop or grunge, and
No, I'm
it's
just
definitely
kidding. I'm
not
just.
on my
You can
list.
put that on your list down at the bottom. If I have to put it, look, I'll put it down here on the bottom of my list.
right there next to Capitol.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I couldn't figure out, how to make any of my paintings look like his. Because
Right.
I already told myself I want my paintings to look like his, right? Or I want to figure out how he does it. So couldn't figure it out. So in 2013, 2012, I did this painting of Mother Teresa.
And
lovely portrait. I mean, I have a
thank you.
copy of that. Yeah.
And that's basically what started. There's a whole story behind that. And then so I said, okay, I did Mother Teresa. I'm going to try to do sports. And this is where doing the Mother Teresa piece helped me determine that if I was going to be a decent painter and give it a shot, it helped me when it was done, how long it would take me to do a painting that was decent. It was a long time. It was months. It took me a couple months. And the thing is, Mother Teresa's painting is a pretty simple layout. It's a lot of veil. It's her face, and then it's her hands praying.
Right.
It's not like it's
still not easy.
It was not. No, but
She's wrinkly.
I hadn't done a whole lot of paintings before that. So so then that helped me determine if I'm going to do this, every painting is going to take a lot more time than I would want or I think.
Yeah.
And so then I did a painting of Salvi. It was a full body painting, poster size.
So then now we're talking 2014.
We're talking right after, a little bit after it. So about 13.
Really?
Yeah.
So
and they were good in 13. The Royals were good in 13. They were just a couple games from the wild card.
Okay.
It was a years of lead up to,
Right.
the World Series.
Yeah. But anyway, so, and Salvi was good.
Right.
For that. So
I met Salvi. He's pretty cool.
That's great. Thanks. Okay. So anyway, so did you say brown?
No.
So I did this painting attempting to figure out and work with that guy's style, to figure out and implement it into my design.
Okay.
And it didn't work. It just didn't work. So frustrated, I printed out.
And this is behind Salvi. The background of Salvi's painting.
All of it. Salvi's, the foreground of Salvi, the background, all of it. It didn't pop.
Okay.
So I printed out a painting of the best, in my opinion. Printed out 8.5 by 11, put it up on the wall. Took my Salvi painting, which is actually poster size, 36 by 24, put it up on the wall right next to each other. And then I just stared at him and said, what am I doing wrong? What am I not doing when it comes to design and everything? Yeah. It's not even close to what that master is doing, right? Because I know I'm not going to be a master, especially early on. But what are the elements that he is doing and I'm not? Let's start there.
Okay.
And so I sort of picked it apart, and then I was like, boom, okay, I see a few of these things I could fix in my next one. And so I did. So my next layout for next painting was totally differently. It was totally designed differently.
Yeah.
And it looked close to the way I wanted it. And so from then, you're like, okay, I think I have an idea. It's a little bit better. Let's go next painting. And then you design it and you start trying to try different things. I have never met the guy at that time. And how does he do this? How does he do that? How do we figure this out? And so the next painting came. Nobody's buying these, but social media is here. And so I'm posting them. And people are liking them.
Yeah.
Right? You get some positive feedback. Then the Royals came. And then so I started doing paintings of the Royals. And by that time, the paintings were just a little bit better. And still no commissions. Because the goal is to do commissions and not to make a collection of paintings nobody wants to buy. Because at that time, Alice Gray, my daughter, was 7th grade. And so her mom and I were talking about her going to high school. And I said, hey, I want her to go to this school, or at least Catholic school.
So here comes the tuition.
Her mom said, if you want her to go, you pay.
Yeah.
And I was like, And I said, okay. So now I needed to either get a part-time job that paid steady money, or I really had to make this painting.
Did you go to Home Depot?
For what?
To work.
I did apply.
Okay, see, I remember that.
You
I don't know.
that?
I remember that.
Yeah, I applied at Home Depot for a part-time job, got declined. I don't know why. They never gave me a reason why. But I had a for sure part-time job.
I don't know why that just
you
popped in my. Yeah, I just
might have told you that.
Yeah, I remember you told me you were applying.
Yeah,
something about you didn't want to wear the apron or something.
What? No, I don't remember saying that.
Here's an apron to paint.
I would have, and it wasn't really. I would have worked in any department. I didn't care. I needed to make
Money.
Make some money, yeah.
And then so I went to Starbucks every day.
To work?
No, well, to work on my own stuff. So I'm working on my web stuff. I'm working on all kinds of other stuff to try to generate something. But always working at my own stuff at Starbucks.
Yeah.
After the kiddos in school, when she would go to practice, before I went to work, after work, weekends, I'm building Amigo Man's website. I mean, I was doing all kinds of stuff all the time. Answering emails, submitting stuff for schools to try to get the comic book in the schools to see if they'll buy the books, which not too many did. Anyway, so the painting thing came, and this friend of mine who worked at Starbucks, and she was like, "Hey, you're here all the time.
Would you like a job?
We need a shift manager. Will you work? Will you get free coffee?
I'm in.
You don't even have to apply. You just fill out the paperwork. You're in." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm giving this painting thing I have." And
I didn't think you were stalking people, were you?
No. They were
okay.
They were like, I was like, I really want to try this painting thing. I'm getting a small amount of momentum. And I know she was like, painting? And
she said, "What grade are you in? Second grade?"
yeah. And so, but then I showed her my work, and she's like, "Oh."
And she said, "Damn, you're in the 5th grade."
Yeah, seventh grade. And so, a couple months later, still in there working, and she was like, "Hey, we really could use the help." And
in painting?
I know. Yes. So go to Home Depot.
Yeah, go to Home Depot.
Get some 5-gallon paint.
Yeah, we need our restroom painted.
And some rollers. Yes,
There's a guy in here peeing. He smells his urine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Security. So I told her no, but by that time, I think I had a commission.
Okay.
I got one commission from a guy out of close to St. Louis. And once I got that first commission, everything changed.
And that was for what?
That was for a guy, Donald, I think his last name is Knowles, played for the 72 A's in the World Series. And I think he was the only pitcher. You may have to look this up,
Chris,
if you're still there, Chris. Anyway, I think he was the only pitcher who pitched relief in every game for that World Series. Anyway,
wow.
So this guy knows that guy and said he comes into town every year, and I want to present it to him when he comes into town because he's my friend.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. So I said, put your money down. I'll get to work. Send me a photo or it's a reference, and I'll get to work. And that was it was like one of the most nerve-wracking jobs because now it's real.
Someone's paying
Somebody's
you.
paying
You got to
you
put
big
your
money,
worth forth.
and you got to focus and get it done. There's a deadline. You got to ship it to St. Louis. But I did it, and he loved it. And so here we go. And then a buddy of mine, Miguel Armenta, asked me to do the next painting. And it was of his dad. It was of his dad.
Okay, it was just his dad. Why did I think it was him and his dad in it?
No, it was just the photo had him
and then that's what I remember seeing. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it was of his dad.
Okay.
When his dad played football for Turner.
I remember that one now.
His dad was a Leatherhead football player.
Dang.
If you look at the painting, the guy has no mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was the championship game-winning run that the newspaper took of him running the ball right before he scored the touchdown.
Man, that's cool.
He gave that to his pops for, I don't know, Father's Day or his birthday or Christmas or one of those. So
how big was that painting?
Both of those were 24 by 36. And I'll be honest with you, at that time.
Please be honest, don't lie to me.
I charged, it was $400 a piece.
A piece?
Each of them.
How many did you do?
I just did one, but one of each. The Oakland A's.
Oh, okay.
Was
okay.
The next project was that. The most I've ever received for
a painting
at that time. I thought it was.
That's when you bought the trousseau.
I know. That's when I was living the dream. I thought I was living the dream. I was, look at these guys paying me some big bucks, So it was really cool. Now, before that, I was painting like Olaf, like a little original paintings, like 8x10 Olaf or the princesses or.
Well, your daughter's friends?
No, for a customer.
Oh,
She
for a
wanted them
customer.
for her granddaughter's bedroom.
Oh.
Or I'll do like inkings of Ninja Turtles, 11x17 inkings, or people at work have asked me to do like drawings of Thor. You know, you do comic book stuff.
Thor.
Yeah. So, you know, you're making $50 here, $80 here.
Yeah.
And then boom, I finally get, you know, a big one. And then, don't get me wrong, in between the paintings, people ask for drawings or inks. I still do those as well. Yeah. So, but I'm also posting consistently, you know, from sketch to first paint to next layer, you know, on and on when I can. So, and that actually helped. Social media for me was my marketing key. If I
is though, right?
Yes. If I didn't have that, it's my agent. It's my agent. It's my communication.
Right.
You know,
you do your own social media work?
I do, but I also get some help every now and then. Hopefully I'll get more from the kiddo.
Okay.
So,
she's doing it for you.
In a way, yeah. But she takes photos and shoots a little bit of video, like when I'm at events. And she's...
You got to do a time lapse one day. You just got to set up your camera and just... That's you, John. Everybody loves those.
I've got a couple of those started, and then halfway through, I just forget about them, that I'm doing them, and because I can't paint every day. I want to. I can't paint every day, and I don't paint the same piece every day that I paint. Because right now I'm juggling about 3.
I was going to ask you that if you,
now, which is a great problem to have.
So you jump from.
Yeah, I'll switch out. I'll paint for an hour or two on one, and then switch out.
What's that thing called that holds the
easel?
Yeah, the easel. You so you just take that painting out, put the other one, start there, drop it, grab your other one.
Yes.
Man.
And you got to be like those people on like Facebook and YouTube where they're painting simultaneously.
Why don't you just get 3 easels? Boom, boom, boom. You could start painting.
Well, I do have 2 easels now.
Oh, you do have 2.
I can, if I wanted, I could roll over to the other easel and
there you go,
paint, and then jump back over if I want.
But that's a lot of time, though. I know. I'm sure it is. Spending, painting.
That's the job. I mean, it's like anything you create, like movie, song. It just, some of them just don't come like this. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some paintings that are quicker than others.
Right.
But it's,
okay. So I'm going to say you're getting pretty fast at painting your Mahomes painting that you do on like live. Right. I mean, don't you feel that you're just getting faster because if you keep doing that same painting?
Well,
I mean, because
you're not faster because it's the same painting. You're faster because you're learning newer or better tricks.
Right. And that's the same thing that I had when I was when I used to hand engrave in the engraving world. That's it. You know, you just more repetitions, the more you get faster, right? And
that's true. But there's also like, do I use a bigger brush, or do I use different paint that isn't as thick? Do I mix the paint before? Like tomorrow I have a gig. So tonight I have to go and make sure that the outline is correct. And then I'm going to mix paint and put it into the bucket so I can have 3 or 4 different skin tones.
Yeah.
And then 3 or 4 different reds for shadow and light and regular red.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So you have to do all that stuff where people don't really realize. But see, a lot of times I just go in and I just put the paint on the palette and then I mix it myself. But I'm figuring out that's taking a lot more time. I need to refine the process.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with in studio paintings, which are totally different than live paintings. So the thing is, live paintings I never wanted to do. It was not in the plan. I just wanted to paint my originals.
Yeah,
and then I get a call from my kiddo's high school, and they asked me to paint live. Yeah. And I said, sorry, no, I don't paint live paintings. And they're like, well, we really, really want you to paint because we're trying to raise money for the high school. And I said, it's fantastic. I'm glad you're doing the auction, but I cannot. I've never done this. I have no experience. We'll buy the canvas. We'll feed you. We'll give you drinks, whatever you need. We just want to, we used to have one.
And this was at schools?
This was at the high school, the kiddo's high school. Yeah. And I was,
maybe there was a teacher that you could have hit on.
Where is this coming from? Yeah. No.
I mean,
I'm focused on work. Okay. The kids' tuition needs to be paid.
Right.
And so And so I said, you know what? You guys have been really good with me with financial aid. You guys are really cool people. Yeah. School was good. Kid liked school. So I said, all right, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it one shot. I said, this is going to ruin me. It's going to be horrible and it's going to fail. And my reputation is they're going to be like, man, there's this guy doing live painting and it sucked. And here's his name. And they're going to go on there and they're just going to like forget it. And they're just going to say he's worthless. Don't buy any of his work. Yeah. And so I did it that night and I was sweating. I mean,
were you really?
Yes.
Had the yellow stains.
But the cool thing was there was a bunch of friends there. Ramon, Richie Landis, my buddies were there. And
I wasn't there.
It's sort of, no, you weren't invited. It was sort of nice that they made it kind of comfortable there. Yeah. And so I went to work on the painting, put it up for auction, and it brought in like $2,300. I was so relieved. Yeah. I was thinking, just make $500, make it respectable. And it made like $2,300.
Right. Yeah.
It was great. And then I didn't even think about this as a possibility. The guy who lost in the auction battle calls me over and he says, hey, how much would it cost for you to make another one just like that? And I was like, right now? And he's like, no. You go home, you make it, you let me know when it's done, and I want it. And so I said, I don't know how long it'll take me, but I can do it. And he's like, how much would it cost? I threw some crazy number. And he said, fine. And he goes, and then I said, you know what? I'll donate a portion of what you're paying me when it's done to the school. He said, fine. Brought the lady over. He said, hey, this guy's going to make me a painting. When we're done, I'm going to pay him and then he's going to pay you and we'll be fine. And she's like, oh, that's fantastic. It was great.
Heck yeah.
So I was done. That was it. I got a commission that night. They made some money. I was done. Next thing you know, I posted up on social media, and then my brother sees it. Bless his heart. Hey man, I saw that you did something for Miege. It was great. Yep. I said, yeah. I said, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. He goes, why can't you do that for Ward? I said, I don't do this. And he's like, you did it for them. Did you raise any money? I said, yeah, we did okay. What you do for us? I'll take care of you. We'll get food. I'll have you, we'll set you up there. You drinks all you want to drink.
Maybe you can invite Mario this time to support you there.
That was not even in the idea of that. And so he said, yeah, he set me up. I'm sorry, man. You need to talk to him about that, okay? I didn't want to do it.
That's fine.
All right. By the way, we just had Ward's last week. Were you invited to that? Ward's auction again?
I wasn't.
I talked to my brother. So I did that one for him, set it up. It was really nice. He put out the red carpet for me. Everything was great. And then that one pulled in, I think like $1,800, a smaller crowd, but it got like $1,800, right?
That's cool.
And then the auctioneers, who are a great group.
Did you eat good? They fed you, right?
I ate afterwards. I don't eat during
your painting.
I don't. I'm sorry.
During your painting,
I'll drink coffee, water, and pop left and right just to keep myself going. Because this is usually in the evening.
How many times you have to pee after that?
It's like playing sports. I don't really mess around with that until I'm done. So, yeah. So these intriguing questions. These are some depth to these questions. Anyway,
that's what I do.
So it turned out okay. It was a good. And then so I was done. I told my brother, I said, I'm done. This is the last one I'm doing. I'm not doing it next year for you. I'm done. And then
come on, Cole.
3 ladies.
I'm just letting you know.
3 ladies came up to me that night and said, how do we get you to do this at our events? And then I said, I'll take your emails. And then that's how it rolled. It started snowballing. And so I've been doing it. Then the pandemic hits and then it started back up again.
And so you've been doing this. Oh, that's cool though.
Yes. And
that's cool.
The cool thing is the amount of money it's raising. I mean, I think this year I'll probably raise over $40,000 for all those events.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I don't know.
You need to start going to do some like go big or go home styles, man. Get like a 10 foot by 10 foot and get a ladder, man. Do something crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Well, hey, a big crowd drawer.
I don't have a car for that or van. It's whatever fits in the car. That's how we roll.
So yeah,
You strap it on top of the car.
that's not going to work. You know that's not going to work.
Yeah. So
Or
okay,
a truck.
yeah.
Fine, think you'll cut
Well,
into
before-
fours.
So before we end here, murals. I remember you did the one for the school.
For Guadalupe Center?
Yeah.
Yes. Indoor? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember you. I thought I was going to help you with that.
I don't remember throwing that out to you, but
So you had asked me if I help you, and I said, "Yeah, come, just give me a call. I'll help you." And then there's like 2 other people helping you, and I'm like, "Okay,
yeah.
guess I didn't make the cut." I was that guy sitting on the bench waiting to get the call.
It sucks. Sucks.
That's okay. But then what about the one in Central? Remember, I
Yes,
thought I was
that
going to
one-
help you with that one, but what happened to that?
It just didn't work out. I mean, I know that one was a lot of politics. You had to.
Was it?
They wanted me to submit something, but there was no guarantee
Okay.
that we were going to.
Yeah, I didn't know the
it.
behind the
And
scenes.
then I didn't know how much it was going to pay because I wasn't going to be able to do it by myself. I would have to have a crew, and for me, if you have to have a crew, you have to take care of them, not only pay them, but you have to feed them.
Oh wow!
That's what you're supposed to do, I think. So it's not all family. Like Chris gets no money. It's going to be totally different. We're going to take care of these people and treat them like humans. So yeah.
I bought him dinner yesterday. He's fine.
So something I've been wanting to ask you was okay. So you did paintings of the Royals, right? They were winning. That was helping. Then the Chiefs. Okay, let's say if the Royals and the Chiefs, if we didn't have a winning city like we've had, what do you think you would have?
Then you have to figure out like legends, or
because so if legends, you did Derek Jeter,
yes,
Chipper Jones,
yes.
right?
Also did George Brett early on.
Oh yes, George Brett. Oh, Patrick Ewing, Alonzo Mourning.
Yep.
You did those paintings?
Well, not in this
Era.
Not necessarily, right?
Not in
necessarily.
my painting.
But those guys are legends.
I believe, but I haven't really. I don't know where they're at. So yeah,
We can find them. Chris, do you have any idea where those paintings are?
Some
You're not getting them.
Some AO originals.
Yeah.
You're not getting them.
Or top dollar.
The only
someday.
things I have in my room. Otherwise, it's just bare walls.
Yeah.
Okay, now
That's
I know
not
where they're
true.
at. Okay, all right.
You got the big Adidas leaf up there.
Thank you. So anyway, yeah.
So, okay.
A painting of
It
Garfield.
It would be legends, or it would be music.
You did the jazz, the jazz musician.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, that was
Okay.
like 93.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Since then, I don't think I've done anything until recently with music.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right. I did an Eddie Vedder a few years back.
Okay, so then what about the one that you have right now of the 2 artists?
Eddie Vedder and Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell.
Yeah, I'm working on that one. But that one's mine. Most of the time I paint, unless it's a commission from the start, I usually paint for something I would hang up on the wall.
Okay.
And then if somebody comes around and says, "Hey, I'd like to buy it," then I make a decision. For the most part, I'll sell it.
Yeah.
So, except for my Mother Teresa, I will never sell that one.
The original one.
The first one, yes.
Where's the original one? You have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do have a commission of Dave Grohl, Kurt Cobain, and then the drummer Chris Taylor that just passed away. So I'm doing a commission of that right now.
Okay.
And then also I'm doing a commission of a truck. Like
I was going to ask you.
Truck
Yeah.
that I'm
truck?
working on.
Kind of like Grandpa's truck. Well, Grandpa's was a 49.
Yeah.
But it's similar.
Chevy, right? Was
Yeah.
it Chevy, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So this was a '53 Chevy.
No, I'm sorry. My dad's was a Ford. It was a Ford.
That's right.
It was a Ford.
But I'm doing it on canvas for this guy who bought him a mint condition truck, and he wanted it on canvas so he can put garage or wherever he's going to put it. Yeah. So, so it is. Fortunately, the sports stuff, people ask, "Do you do other stuff?" Like a friend of mine asked, "Would you do my daughter's
Quinceañera?
engagement photo?" Other people, close friends, have asked me if we could do if I could do paintings of their sons who have passed away.
Oh wow!
Another buddy asked me if I could do one of his mothers for her 90th birthday.
Really?
A painting of her. So so it actually is ventured off to other things other than sports. So, but you have to be that way. You can't pigeonhole yourself, because if it's sports only and then they go down the tank,
then you've pigeonholed yourself to not do anything. Next thing you know, you're.
You ever done an Albert Pujols painting?
Yes.
You have.
Yes.
What'd you do with it? Where's it? Who has it?
I'm assuming it's at his house.
Oh, you did it for them.
Yes.
That's right.
It could be in his garage or his father-in-law's basement.
Yeah.
I don't know. But his father-in-law picked it up. His Pujols' wife, Deidre, commissioned me to do it for his 600th home run. And then...
Wow, and he just got his 700
Yeah.
just not too long ago.
Right.
So how long ago was that?
100
That
at bats.
100 home runs ago, right? I guess so. That makes sense.
Had to be at least, I'd say at least 4 years ago.
It took him 4 years to get another 100.
Yeah.
So-
At least, maybe. Yeah.
So that's 25 a year?
I don't...
25 home runs a
Probably.
year?
That's a good average. I mean, for him, he's a machine.
That's true, yeah.
So yeah. Yeah. But yeah,
I'd like to get Albert in here. That'd be cool.
good luck. Good
Yeah.
luck.
Talking about my cousin Albert Garcia.
Garcia, yes, yeah. Good luck with that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then some of these now I'm doing I've been doing it for 10 years or so.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting that I did that Albert reminded me of I did a Calvin Herrera. I did Ventura.
In a Royals uniform?
Yep. Danny Duffy. Forgot about it, and I did that one. So, there's other ones I just...
Remember when you did that giant one and we were supposed to drive to California? I was going to help you deliver it.
No, I don't remember that either. Giant one.
Man, there's a lot of promises.
I know.
Unfulfilled promises out
I
here.
don't remember. I don't remember.
Oh, Comp, you got the SUV. We could just slide it back there in the back. We could take it like we did that pizza. Bam.
First of all, I don't know if I talk like that. And secondly, what was the painting?
Yeah, it was a painting. It was a giant painting. We were going to deliver it to California. You asked me, hey, there's this guy or somebody wants to buy this painting, but I need to deliver it. Comp, you think I'm done. We're not going to talk about that anymore. All right. Anyway, so before we end, I got to ask you, have you ever met any pro athletes?
Yes.
Any here lately?
Yes.
Who'd you meet?
Actually, just yesterday. First one, Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce.
Yes.
Travis Kelce.
Skills.
Kelce.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
We all know who he is.
How was that? What was behind all that?
So my studio is in the Interurban Art House in downtown Overland Park.
Okay. It's your studio. You share a studio, or
I'm one artist of probably 15 or 16 other artists who
do they do any podcasts in there?
not yet.
Ooh,
But they
okay.
have a studio in there.
All right. I know where we're going with this. Okay.
So where are we going?
I don't know.
Okay. So so that art house applied for grants. They get a lot of money via grants. And one of the grants, who I believe was Lowe's.
Hugh.
A Hugh Grant.
Yes. Was Lowe's had a grant in conjunction with the NFL to fix up certain areas. Well, they got approved and they won the grant to have their front yard area or backyard area, all the grass and whatever, upgraded.
Okay.
And so all these Lowe's volunteers were
Nice.
coming in.
Yeah.
And
And they all, were they a football team? They all had jerseys on.
they're not a football team.
Oh.
Maybe flag. I don't know.
Okay.
So anyway, she told me Kelce's going to show up, supposed to show up. So if you want to be here, she told everybody, of course, if you want to be here, please show up. And then she said, well, I don't know if he's specifically going to walk through and we'll look at all these studios, but we'll show the people at Lowe's your work, and maybe he will.
So Travis Kelce makes an appearance.
Yeah. So they ask Lowe's, hey, take a look at this studio here because it's a lot of Chiefs artwork and a lot of sports art. And they walked in there, and then I get it.
So besides your Chiefs artwork, there's more other people are doing Chiefs stuff as well?
No, I'm the only one in there that does majority sports art. There's another person who has.
Dang it, I wish I would have brought my Ewing in mourning. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
He would have loved it. He probably would have bought him.
Missed opportunity.
Damn it.
Next time,
Keep
I'll let
in
you know.
touch, homie.
Maybe I'll let you know next time.
Sheesh.
Maybe not.
I just lived down the street.
Yeah. So they walked him over.
Yeah.
They made a point, which is really nice. My studio was not on the agenda, for this thing. And they,
Come on. It had to have been.
not before he was supposed to come over. The Lowe's people came in the day before. They did a layout check. They said, we're going to put this here. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. He's going to come in at this time and he's going to leave at this time.
Was he on time?
Yes. And the Lowe's person came in and found out that I was the artist of the studio. He says, hey, I want to talk to you. We want to get Travis to look at your stuff. I said, it's fantastic. And gave me the schedule. And the next thing you know.
Is that really what you said? Fantastic.
I said, yeah. I said, fantastic. Let's do that.
No, you're like, what?
No.
Are you serious?
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Kelce coming here?
I'm 53 years
tomorrow?
old. I'm not going to. No.
What can I wear?
It was that day.
Can he sign my hat?
No.
Nothing like that.
No.
Come on. You're professional?
Yes. You don't believe me?
You were a fanboy?
Nope.
Okay. Anyway, I'm getting thrown off guard here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get an autograph?
No.
You serious?
I didn't even think about it.
Are you serious? Hold on. I know you have a painting of him up there.
A couple.
And you didn't ask him to sign any of them?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh wow.
Oh,
How
could you not? I mean, was that a respectful
Well, we had cameras going on.
Still, man.
I didn't want. Well, first of all, I didn't.
Who was the guy in the vest? He was in the way.
I think that was the guy with the NFL camera.
He was in the way the whole time.
Yes. Why are you screaming at me? I
Yeah,
know who
right.
he was.
Sorry.
I don't know.
I'm screaming at NFL people. Come on.
So, yeah, no, he came in, said hi, chatted for a couple seconds. He looked at the wall. He liked the Satchel Paige one. He remembered because I'm in the process of doing the catch.
Shake his hand.
Yes.
So that's why you've been drinking your drink left-handed. No. You're not going to wash your hand, are you?
That was yesterday. This stuff.
I know that.
Yesterday.
I know it was yesterday.
Yes. No.
Is that why you took the glove off earlier? Did you have a glove on earlier? You took it off.
No, I had no glove on. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. I see you'll be putting it back on here a little bit.
Preserving.
Yeah, I understand.
It's the worst podcast I've ever done. Anyway, yeah, so that was it. Didn't ask him. And I was just glad finally that a pro athlete who I had painted or not,
right,
active, because I've had one in there before who was retired. And then I've met one outside of the studio, retired, but no active, especially one that I've painted on canvas or wood, right? And so I was just...
Man, I still can't believe you didn't ask him to sign.
Yep.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I would have. Oh.
I didn't even think about it.
You know what? That painting would...
Yeah, but I really didn't think about it because one, it was a 50-50 chance that he would even go to the studio, right? Or
That's why I always carry a Sharpie on me.
Oh, I had tons of
moments
Sharpies,
like that.
But
I'm sure you didn't
think
think
about
about you had paint.
Yeah.
I just didn't think about having him sign.
Man, get his thumbprint on there.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And you know what? I'm not really...
And he's probably going, I'm not sure why that artist didn't have me sign that painting to me.
I really doubt it.
You know who I am? I'm Travis Kelce, damn.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets people probably asking him left and right. And my deal was that I just didn't embarrass myself or didn't embarrass him because the cameras were rolling. So we kept it civil, had a couple chuckles, shook hands a couple times, and that was it. It was nothing major. We weren't talking about, hey, man, let me sell you this. Let me give you this as a gift or, nothing. It was just he looked at it.
In and out.
It's pretty cool. Like Satchel Paige. He goes, that cat, I kind of remember that catch because I'm drawing one of the Buffalo Bills catch. And he's like, I kind of remember that catch, jokingly. And then that was it. It was just a little bit of small talk in front of the cameras. Now, if he was off camera, then it'd be a different story. I'd probably be a little more relaxed. But, but yeah. So
that's cool.
That was it. I mean, they're regular people.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Yeah.
Now, for him to do that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So congratulations. I think that's awesome that he went in there, saw your work. Maybe hopefully he can tell a few people here and there, hey, there's this guy who has his own studio. His name's Michael. Real cool artist. And, yeah, real cool guy. Asian. Yeah, he's sweet, man. Awesome.
Favorite podcast ever. I don't hope or, depend. I don't even know if depends is a word. I don't really, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's no big deal. I still got to work. I still got to go and work, whether somebody recommends me or whether they don't.
Yep.
I still need to put out work, whether it's for commission or whether it's to produce something I like to show what I can do.
Yeah.
Because I'm still a little fish. I'm still a little fish. I work full time. So that's it. I mean, until I can make enough money to not work full time, I'm still going to have to work. And whether somebody recommends me, whether they work at a restaurant, or they're the garbage man, or they're the gas guy, or they're a pro athlete, I still got to work. I mean, any recommendation's great, but it just comes down to the work. So yeah.
Cool.
So
there's millions of people watching this, so I'm sure somebody out there.
millions.
Where? 2 or 3.
You got
out there.
You
I
got
got people
Europe,
in Hawaii. I got people in Arizona. Come on, we're out there. We're small fish too.
I know that.
Well, give it some time.
Give it some time,
Kratos
man.
video should be able to produce a lot of momentum.
Yeah,
Get some momentum.
you've got, and I told you guys this on my first podcast. This what you have here is pretty good stuff. The equipment, and then you've upgraded, right? But also the idea. It's just how you get the content out, and how you create, or like for instance, the live painting. It's not what I wanted to do, but what do you add on to what you're already doing?
Yeah, find your opportunities, take them.
Right, but then try not to do too much, because I'm finding that I might be adding too much.
Well, you're one man. At least we can get a crew together.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's different. I'm trying to get Alice Grace to help me out with some marketing, but she's a little reluctant. But also she has
we do marketing
in school.
Here. We got a girl who went to school for marketing. That's her whole
thing. I would much rather. No offense. I mean, I would want her. She's majoring in that. And this, to me, it's a great opportunity to learn.
Sure.
And not get fired.
Yeah.
You just, but you're going to learn. And so, but it just comes down to desire and grit. If you want to put in the time to figure it out, it can be done. It can all be figured out. So, So,
well, again, congratulations.
So I don't get the questions like my favorite color or all those other ones. That's nice. That's nice. This is a great podcast. Wow. Can't wait to be back.
No, I do have to ask you though, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, Rocky. No doubt.
No doubt.
Hands down. Yeah.
What about you did a Rocky painting back in the day? I remember that.
Yep.
Still in your mom's
I did a Rocky and a Rambo. Not the same time, not on the same canvas, but I did Rocky 3.
You got a Stallone face?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know about it being a phase because he's still my guy, but yeah.
Well, I mean, like painting wise.
It was also Rambo, Rocky 3 when he was fighting Clubber Lang, and then but I was also sports. I did a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar painting, so it was all sports stuff that we had in magazines.
You need a long canvas.
What's your favorite NBA team?
Now or back then when we had the Kings? I don't have a favorite NBA team right now.
You not a Knicks fan?
Definitely not. No.
Anyway.
No. Never was.
Favorite color?
Black.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's because Rocky wore black. Remember he had black leather shirt, leather jacket, leather hat, a black hat.
That's just he was Italian.
I don't know. What?
It's because he was Italian. That's how they dress.
I don't know about that. I've seen some Italians not wear black. Yeah.
That's true. How, favorite number?
5.
Why?
George Brett. Yeah.
George Brett.
Third base. Yeah,
I love their music. Third base.
No, that's why I played the position third base baseball.
Oh, because of George Brett.
Yes.
Sweet. Favorite food?
So what's his name was on third base?
Yep.
Okay.
Who was playing first?
Wynn.
What's on second?
Wynn's in the outfield.
Tony Wynn.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. And favorite food?
Favorite food. There's like 3. There's pizza, ribs, and
pig.
And cheeseburgers.
Cheese.
Yeah.
From?
Ribs would probably it's ribs, Rosedale's, but the beef sandwich is probably my favorite at Rosedale's.
Big Q's.
Oh. No.
Oh, Big Q.
No offense, Big Q.
Big Q's good.
Shout out Big Q, but shout out to Rosedale's more.
No, Rosedale's is good.
Yeah.
Mexican
food. I might go to
Amigos.
No.
Okay.
Go to is Rudy's. Probably mostly because I love Rudy.
87th Street or
either one.
Oh, really? I haven't been to the one on
87th Street's got a little more room. It's bigger.
Okay.
Yes, but the food is great, and I love Rudy. I love Tony,
great movie.
I love BJ.
Great movie.
Regina that worked there, that run the one on 87.
Oh, Regina's
Brandy.
working there as well? She's helping out?
Both.
I didn't know
both
that.
couples.
I just thought.
Yes, Brandy
BJ
and
was-
Regina. Yes.
Okay.
Both great. All
Sweet.
staff is great.
Nice. And last but not least, favorite song.
Ooh, a favorite song. Currently favorite song, or
Just that one song that it's just the one. It's just that song that you just got to listen to.
Actually, right now I'd say probably. To be honest with you, there's 3. I don't know where this number 3 is coming. It's all
Babe
Pearl
Ruth?
Jam. It's all mostly Pearl Jam, and
How about the Stone Temple Pilots?
that's not my favorite. They got
Like
one
their
or
music?
two good ones. Yeah. Or right now, John Mayer. I listen to a lot of John Mayer, his live stuff.
Darius Rucker.
It would mostly be with Hootie, the Hootie stuff back.
And the Blowfish.
Yeah, yeah. Got to meet him. That was cool.
Nice.
But anyway, yeah, John Mayer has a song called Lenny. It has Lenny, and then that's the intro. But then Pearl Jam is Black.
Ah,
Daughter.
see how
So your
we
favorite color.
went back
Yeah.
around to your
Yeah,
favorite color?
Black, Daughter. Ledbetter. No, those are the name of the songs. They specifically would one word their songs, the names of their songs.
It's like
Black-
you had a song called
and
Black Daughter.
They didn't have it right next to each other. So,
All right, we got it. We got it.
This has just been the worst.
Hey, you love this. Shut up. Anyway, thanks.
Chris is like, he's just asleep. I don't see him at all.
Yeah, Chris, he was just trying to hide from you.
Yeah, he's asleep. He's asleep. Yes.
All right.
Anyway, Colt,
Yeah.
thank you for coming in. I'm glad you finally made the time to come in.
I'm regretting every minute of it right now. No, just kidding. This has been great.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. This was fun. Good laughs.
Yeah.
You know, this guy made my nose bleed.
Yeah, and then he couldn't stop laughing because he can't speak English. Brown.
Yeah, a lot of fun, Colt.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming in.
Yes. Can
Thank
we
you so
edit
much.
this down to like 20 minutes? Of
Yeah,
like
sure we will.
content?
Sure we will.
Oh, God. Sorry. I'm sorry, Mom.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Peace.